2, 1.
Emotional damage.
I hate that meme every single time. Welcome to Players Choice Gridiron, fellas. Appreciate you guys here again.
Yes,
if you guys seen the last PC basketball episode, you know that I have turned over a new leaf. I do not want my allegiance to be known as Doubleholics anymore. We are the Debonaires. We are striving for greatness. We are striving for peace, and we're going to be as professional as possible. This is the road that we're taking from here on out. Fluent, be ready, because now you have an equal professional type character in your midst, and it's time to turn it up. Rated R, appreciate you for coming by. Rated R last week had a amazing rookie debut, and it was just amazing to see. He brought the heat, he brought the facts, and
yes,
it was
sir.
great to see. You got anything to say? Any social to shout out?
Shout out, man, the Radar community, Radar Sports Debate. Find me on YouTube, man. Salute to everybody on here too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Player Choice, But yeah.
Amazing. We have a guy that hasn't been on the show since we was on our own YouTube account. CG, bro. Much love, bro. Appreciate you for joining, man. Bro. How's everything, man?
I'm good, bro. Glad to be on. Glad to be one of the few undefeated teams in the league, man. I'm ready to talk mine, man. I'm ready.
Fire.
Who's
y'all.
Who's the team?
Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles. They playing. Hey, them Eagles, man. Fly, Eagle, fly. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That's great. We got your usual suspects. We got Nick and Fluent in the building. What's good with you guys?
Good. Chilling. 3-0 as well. 3-0 as well.
I do have to say, 2-1 isn't bad for the Bears, mind you, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. You can't go and become a professional dub. Like, it's like wrestling. You have to do those other characters first and then be yourself. You can't be yourself and then become Hunter Hearst Helmsley when you started as Triple H. You got to be you, bro. Just be you. You can't start as The Rock and then become Rocky Maivia. You got to do it the other way around.
As part of the Debonaires, we do not follow the rules of the Matrix. We bend the Matrix in whichever way that we feel like bending. So, Dubs up top, Fluent on the bottom. First super chat of the day from Travis Lindsay. Let's talk about Hurts and Vonta did this week. So let's talk about that. What's your guys' take on Jalen Hurts, the Eagles, and how they're looking? And what do you guys got to say? J-Rob, we'll start off with you, brother.
Well, first, I gotta say, right now, if the MVP award had to go out tomorrow, I think everybody in here agrees it will be literally a 2-man race. If it was to give out tomorrow, I think it'd be either Lamar or Jalen. Probably the nod will go to Jalen.
I disagree.
Because of okay, let me finish my point. We're not talking about MVPs, bro. We're talking about the Eagles.
Go ahead.
We're talking about the Eagles. We're not talking about MVPs.
I disagree with your second one. Go ahead.
Lamar? You disagree with the number 1 passer rating in the league?
Of course, he's putting Derek Carr.
Let me not even.
Hold on. You telling me Lamar? Go ahead.
I'm not gonna go. I know. Look.
Hey, Mookie, you gonna get it real soon.
Mookie,
the ball's gonna be in your court real soon.
Look. I know Dub told you you had some crazy debut. Bro. You don't have a crazy debut for yelling out that Derek Carr is an elite quarterback, bro. Don't let him have you fucked up. I wasn't there for that. But this is a different beast now, bro. This not the minor leagues where we gas up bullshit. You here with me now, bro.
Listen.
Just so you know.
But anyway, let me finish talking about the Eagles. Ahead.
Let me get back to talking about the Eagles.
Go ahead.
Let me get back to talking about these Eagles, though. Ultimately, when I look at the NFC, the lay of the land, I mean, to me, it's anybody's game. But I think the Eagles have come out as like a clear-cut favorite out of the NFC. Shout out to Devontae, because you know what? I will say, and this is also, I got to give a prop to the quarterback on this one. Way to make it a point of emphasis after you don't throw him a ball, after he doesn't have a reception in game 1, to making sure the second game of the season, the first play on offense was a flat route straight to him. And then obviously you saw what happened against the Commanders. I mean, ultimately, like Darius Slay said, that's skinny Batman. You got to let skinny Batman eat. And honestly, in terms of just offense, defense as a complete team, I don't think they don't have any like one specifically like overwhelming thing. I think they have a bunch of really good units. They got a good quarterback. You got good receivers. You got a good O-line. You got a good D-line. I think every unit is obviously up to par, and I do think it's great that I think their best unit defensively this season debatably could be their secondary. I think as long as that secondary stays locked in, doesn't lose, doesn't get lapsed, I really love what the Eagles are doing. And I'd be really surprised. I think the expectations now for the Philadelphia Eagles have considerably rised in the last 3 weeks. So we'll see how it goes.
Rated R, what you got to say after that?
I agree with most of the things you said. I think the Eagles is shocking a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect how their offense would be that great, that good, especially led by, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is playing at an MVP level, man. The way that he's standing in the pocket, the way he's, doing a great job at feeding each different receivers the ball. AJ Brown is playing good as well. Javonte Smith is unbelievable, man. Unbelievable route run. He's quick to his first step too as well. And give a shout out to their defense, man. Their defense sacked Carson Wentz like 9 times. They pressured him every time. Man, the Eagles is looking great. They're looking very, very dominant, man. If you just look at their schedule, man, this team can actually go 14-2 possibly. Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, the Eagles, man, they looking real good, led by Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, I agree with you. He is number. If we do the MVP right now, like for the first 3 games, it goes to Jalen Hurts already. So yeah.
CG, tap in.
Hey man, I'm gonna start off. I appreciate all the love from my squad, man. It's been a long time coming. We've been waiting for a good year, but I gotta give the praise to Jalen Hurts, man, because I remember just a couple years ago when you would see Jalen Hurts maybe 1 or 2 plays a game just subbing and running a little read option, and the way this man has developed as a passer over the offseason is spectacular. And one thing I want to praise him for the most specifically in this game against the Commanders is just they completely shut out the run game. If you watch the game from the jump, there was no type of run game anywhere to be found. And Jalen Hurts not only saw that challenge of having to air the ball out, but he took it and he ran with it. The performance this man had airing the ball out from going from a guy of, yeah, he could run, yeah, maybe he could throw a little bit, but is he going to be able to make those throws when that run game isn't there anymore? He has absolutely taken that, and I don't think he could be playing any better. Devontae, one hell of a game. Like J-Rob said, week 1, no catches. Week 2 kind of got involved. He was really able to show out today, and all around, I just love what the Eagles are doing. There's no reason these guys shouldn't win 12 games minimum.
Yeah.
Nick?
Hey, y'all hit it all on the hammer, or y'all already hit the hammer on the head already, man. Jalen Hurts has improved so much as a passer. It's crazy to see from last year to this year. Last year, his reads, he was slow on his reads. This year, it looks like he knows the entire offense. He's real comfortable back there throwing passes. And Schmitty had one hell of a game. He had 2 of the best catches all week. And that one in the end zone for the touchdown was crazy. Crazy touchdown catch. But yeah, right now the Eagles, if they're looking the best in the NFC, and I don't even think it's close right now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Flo, do you got any hater things to say right now, or you're just gonna
do I hate on the Eagles? Because I picked them to win the NFC East.
It's just my name is attached to it.
I definitely
did do that.
I did not expect them to contend in the NFC to come out of it as the Super Bowl favorite. But let's be honest. Last year, this team led the league in rushing, and we were like, well, can Jalen throw? Can Jalen throw? Oh. Then their defense comes out, which we thought would be pretty good, and gives up 35 to the Lions. I don't know what happened after week 1. Now he is throwing. We all said he's got to get Smith the ball. Now he's getting Smith the ball. He's 3rd in passing. He's 3rd in passing yards and number 1 in pass per attempt, which is so Jalen can throw the ball now all of a sudden. And you got their defense holding. Now, granted, it's the Vikings and the Commanders, but still 7 and 8 points in back-to-back weeks. Well, you guys throw the ball like that. We already know you can run the ball and you get defense. Is now this is a team that now we have to talk Rams, because they're the defending champs, probably the only reason we're talking about them. But Rams, Bucks, Packers, Eagles, they have to be in that conversation now in the NFC. Because I was just looking up and down their schedule. It doesn't get very hard either. So they have a bye week. Would you have thought that, even as an Eagles fan, you two guys as Eagles fan, would you have said bye week for the Eagles?
Honestly, like I said, it all boiled down to the quarterback. If the quarterback play was up to par, then I would have been fine with us being bye week. I said that our team definitely had Super Bowl aspirations all across the board. It all came down to Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts has answered that call. And since he's answering that call, I mean, like I said, our aspirations is a Super Bowl to contend. So
You were
I'll
saying
stay
that
true to
before
that.
the season started.
I said that it all boiled down to Hurts. I said that the whole entire
But
season.
in your heart, no, not in your heart, in your head, because your heart, I know what your heart says, because my heart says the Bears have a chance, even though my head says no, they don't. Your head, you thought for real they had a shot against like Tampa, Green Bay, LA.
No.
Okay.
I'll be honest. But now that what Hurts has been showing me,
yeah,
what Hurts has been showing me though, it's phenomenal.
It's possible.
Keep it up.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. Super chat from MC Robinson. The Dolphins is a
That's
team
my
to watch
dog,
this
MC.
season. The Dolphins is a team to watch this season, shocking the NFL world, beating the Bills, but the Dolphins made one questionable move that's letting Tua play when it was obvious he had a concussion.
Agree.
Now, Nick,
Hold on. Do I have to say it for the 100th time?
Go ahead,
Bro,
Nick elaborated on this before.
He passed 3 concussion protocol tests at halftime. He had a hyperextended back. That's why he fell when he was walking. Today, J-Rob, today on the injury report, it wasn't on the concussion protocol. You can have that big-ass smile on your face, put your hand over your mouth, do all that. But you know how I knew Tua wasn't concussed? First play of the second half, he threw a 35-yard pass. J-Rob, I know your CTE ass had a concussion before. So
yeah, and I've had a concussion, and I've gone to figure shit, and I know I passed it, and I know my shit was still ringing, bro.
I know
things could be true.
Yeah. Oh, but as a quarterback, when you have a concussion, you're not supposed to be completing 35-yard passes, 45-yard passes down the field.
So you say his back was hurting when he got hit like that?
Yes, that's what happened. You can say you can do all this stuff.
Why was he wobbling? Like he had
Nick, that was clearly Nick.
Bro, you can say this, but then why did the reports?
Nick, then why are they investigating, bro?
Why did they? Hold on,
why is there an investigation?
Okay. I have a question. When the investigation comes back negative, I need the same energy, J-Rob.
Nick, because the reports are there to protect the player and the team.
Absolutely.
Like, use your brain, bro.
Don't trust what the reports say because.
But I have a question.
We've all had reports. Anyone who's played even high school has had.
Dude.
What happened? What happens? What happens if the
man, that man had a concussion, man. Stop it.
Nick, look, you don't have, at the end of the day, Nick's gonna play. He's gonna play next week, bro.
Let Nick ask what he has to ask. What's the question?
What happens if the NFL investigation comes back negative? Then what? What you gonna say?
Well, Nick, you know how they're gonna investigate the situation? Nick, this is how they're gonna investigate the situation because the NFL people weren't there, they weren't in the tents. They're going to look at the records. They're gonna look at all the paperwork. If the paperwork says he's good, that's going to be the investigation that he's good. They're going to ask a few people on staff. They're going to ask the medical staff what happened, all these people, probably ask a few interns. What are all those people going to do? Tua was fine. We followed all the protocols. But come on, dude. You have 2 eyes, bro.
They're not out looking Nick, they're not out looking for the truth. They're out
Nick, they're not going to say it, bro. To act like that boy wasn't concussed, bro.
He wasn't. He was completing 40, 50-yard passes down the field in the second half.
Nick, to sit here and act like we've never seen football players get their bell rung and go out and keep playing, bro, is just ridiculous, bro.
Keep playing and throwing accurate passes down the field. When you have a concussion, you know you can't see straight, correct?
Yo, I watched my quarterback in high school damn near get knocked out. I'm pretty sure he closed his eyes. He got up like the motherfucking Undertaker, got up, and then 2 plays later, he threw me a fucking bomb for a touchdown.
Yeah, you can still put
muscle memory, man.
It's muscle memory. Muscle memory 1, 2. Most football players, bro, especially like now, we used to that shit. It come with the game. Like I'm not gonna lie. Every time you get hit, your shit get a little woozy. I know this is terrible to say and admit, but come on, Fluent, you play football, you know.
I was about to tell him. This is where I'm going to be old, but back in my day, they'd be like, hey, your bell got rung, and he'd slap you on the helmet and put you back out there. And they would complete passes and catch balls and play defense. We would do that. So to say that he wasn't concussed just because he threw a dart, that happens all the time.
I think Tua, especially when you look at Tua, how he got up and the way he was wobbling, it shows that the man had a concussion. He had some type of real athletes.
Just think about it. Any quarterback in the 70s and 80s who got smoked in the head and just got back up and kept playing.
Yeah, and
bro, the helmet was leather, bro. It is with leather helmets.
I give credit to Tua for coming back and playing like that way with
absolutely.
This. Good for him. He's tougher than I thought. So I give him credit, but at the same time,
with the CTE research they have now, I'm telling you right now, they wouldn't have put him back in the game.
Well, the thing you're saying too is you're saying that he got cleared off of an injury of a hyperextended back. That has nothing to do with the fact that
he passed it 3 concussion protocols. Did I not?
Nick,
yes, but for his back, his head also got slammed into the ground and banged into his helmet. There's no reason to believe that did not have him shaken up for the rest of the game. Maybe he got cleared for his back, but that head damage he took off that hit, I promise you that stayed with him.
Nick,
I don't know how many times I have to say he passed 3 concussion tests.
Nick, Nick, you're being
have you done a
biased
concussion
fan,
test?
bro.
Yes, I have. I've had a
How easy
concussion
is it to
before.
pass?
It's not that easy when you really knocked out like that. Fluent. I'm sorry, concussion tests are different in 1849 than they are in 2022.
No, I'm talking about now. I'm talking about now.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm rocking with Fluent on this one, Nick, bro. You can say all this. The doctor said this. The doctor said that. Whoop-de-woo. The doctor said Odell Beckham's knee was fixed. That motherfucker wasn't fixed. So at the end of the day, bro, medical staff make mistakes. You got to remember, ain't a medical staff in Los Angeles, California right now currently getting sued for puncturing another player's lung?
Yep.
Come on, let's not act like
Hey, don't
let me get on that quarterback in the Chargers though.
No, yeah, we could get on that too. What I'm saying is we could get there. But all I'm saying is, Nick, we all understand. We're not disagreeing you what the public is going to say, what the medical staff is going to say. But bro, I've seen 1,000 football hits. I've been playing the game since I was 6. That boy had a concussion, bro. That shit wasn't close. That shit was clear as day. He got back up. I'm gonna tell you how you know he had a concussion. When he got up, he couldn't even get his balance. His equilibrium was off. Yeah. That's not from your back, bro. That's your balance. That's up here.
I ain't see nothing was wrong with his back when he got up, man.
Exactly.
I just seen the man was watching. Couldn't maintain his control.
And I'm sorry, I don't think and if your back was the cause of you falling, there's no way in a half that you came back. He was falling because of a head injury.
Yeah,
he passed the test for a back injury and just played with CTE at that point. Like
I don't know if I should call these guys out. So I'm sorry if I call you guys out, and I shouldn't have. But I used to do a show called Sports Psych where we talked about the health side of sports. And I did an interview with a company called Head Check Health, and they're all about concussion protocols and obviously putting them into leagues and whatever. And they do the MLSE. No, what's the soccer MLS? They do that protocols for MLS. And I'm paraphrasing his quote, the NFL concussion test, a joke from a guy who does it for a living. So when you say he passed the test, I'm like, sure, because they wanted him to pass the test, because if he was good enough, get out there. Let's go. Absolutely. That's what I think. Now, again, does that mean he couldn't play? No, good for him. He went out and played. Good for him. The CTE stuff's not going to affect him for another 30 years anyways, and he probably wanted to play, right? Let's be honest. He wanted to get back out there.
Look, all football players, I know there's a lot of stuff with CTE, but I'm going to keep it so blank with like the public and everybody involved. Y'all think football players don't know? You don't think when I got to high school, I didn't know. When I got to college, I didn't know that what the risks were. I didn't have teammates that didn't medically disqualify themselves for head injuries. Look, football players know. Yeah. We all signed up for the game. It is what it is sometimes.
Got you.
Unfortunately.
Thanks for those great super chats, man. Keep it flooded in. We're going to get to our first game of the day to recap. Lamar Jackson had a dominant performance against the New England Patriots, man. Patriots defeated the Ravens defeated the Patriots 37-26. Lamar Jackson had over 200 yards, 4 passing TDs, over 100 yards, and 1 rushing TD. I would just like Mac Jones had 300 yards, but 3 interceptions, no TDs. I would like to know your guys' take on this game. What's your takeaways? How impressive is Lamar Jackson, and how does he look right now? CG, I'll start off with you, man.
Now, as a man who last time I was here had a lot of bad things to say about Lamar Jackson, I owe this man too many apologies to count, because very similarly to Jalen Hurts, I hate to go back to my team, but the way this man has improved as a passer just this season, maybe I've been blind to it. Maybe he's always been this good, and this is just him taking it to the next level. But Lamar Jackson looks legit. And this is a year where I came in and said, the Ravens could be okay. They might be a wild card team, and now they look like there's no reason why this team isn't going to win the division and be one of the top teams in the AFC. I feel like this game was strangely close. I feel like New England probably shouldn't have even been within 11 points. But you know what? A win is a win. At the end of the day, Baltimore looks good, and I'm ready to see how far they could take this.
J-Rob?
Nah, I'm going to go last, bro.
Oh, you going last? All right.
Dub. You know who needs to go next. You know who needs to go next.
I'm going
Yo,
last.
Rated R. What you got for us? What's the heat you got for us right now, Rated R?
Listen, shout out to Lamar Jackson. Actually, Lamar Jackson has been playing unbelievable the first 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? You got top 3, top 4 passing yards, pass rating. He's up there. They lead the NFL in touchdowns. He actually been playing pretty good. Actually, when the Patriots was actually blitzing Lamar Jackson, it shocked me watching the game yesterday how composed he was able to stay in the pocket, which in the past we just seen the flaws with Lamar Jackson. It was especially when teams blitz him and limit his outside and the way that he can, get downhill with his legs. And for him to be composed yesterday against the Patriots and make those throws, I mean, it's unbelievable, man. Shout out to Lamar Jackson. He's been playing good, but it's 3 games. You know what I'm saying? It's a small sample size. What are you able to do? I want y'all to holler at me week 6, week 7, so we can get a full sample size of what Lamar Jackson do. I can't sit there and say, oh, just 3 games. Oh, Lamar Jackson has significantly improved. It's just been 3 games. 3 games, right? We got to wait until week 6 or week 7. If Lamar Jackson do this consistently, then y'all get to patch y'all bet. But I'm tired of people lowering the expectations for Lamar Jackson. Like they saying that, Lamar Jackson has an outstanding game. I mean, the elite quarterbacks in the NFL have these games consistently. They don't get praised or hyped as Lamar Jackson having a 200-yard game, 100 rushing yard game with 2 touchdowns. They don't get praised like that.
What?
Since it's Lamar, hold on. But since it's Lamar Jackson, everybody act like he has this outstanding elite game, like somebody's supposed to sit there and praise him and stuff like that. I understand Lamar Jackson has been great. He's been good, but quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, right? Tom Brady have these games consistently, but they don't get praised. That's what Lamar Jackson get praised for. That's why the expectation has been lower for Lamar Jackson.
J-Rob,
I agree. Lamar Jackson has been playing great. He's been playing unbelievable, right? But it's only been 3 games, small sample size. And shout out to the Ravens defense. We got to talk about the Ravens defense, who completely bounced back for giving up 28 points in the 4th quarter. They got a couple of turnovers off of Mac Jones. They got some picks. So give a shout out to the Ravens defense for stopping them on 3rd down. Give a shout out to the Ravens defense as well.
What did Lamar Jackson do to you?
Before you go, Nick. Before you go, Nick.
Listen. I'm not here. I just gave Lamar Jackson his credit. What more would I want you to do? Sit there and say that. Hold on. You want me to sit there and say he playing unbelievable, outstanding, lights out? I mean, listen. I seen Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, all the elite quarterbacks put that stat line with Lamar Jackson do. They don't get praised like this, like he got praised.
That's how I know. That's how I know.
Okay, hold up, J-Rob.
Hey, y'all act like this man. Y'all act like this man won a Super Bowl. Y'all act like he won it.
Hold up, fellas. MBRK came in with a super chat. Who did Rated say Lamar was worse than last time?
Can I talk
and do you
about
still
that?
feel that way? Who was? Let him answer the question first, and then you could go there.
Oh, look, it's 2 pounds. Oh, it's British.
What you said?
Who was the quarterbacks that you said Lamar was worse than last episode? And do you still feel that way?
Okay.
It was out of the top 10.
Now,
and Derek Carr was better than him.
Now, Derek Carr
is the only team 0-3, by the way. Only team.
Listen. Derek Carr is making, making me look foolish right now because he hasn't been playing to his extent of the first 3 weeks. But you gotta understand that it is a new coach, it is a new scheme, a new system that they gotta get acclimated to. And right now, Derek Carr is actually not playing like a top 10 quarterback that I actually know how he played. I mean, I actually seen Derek Carr play last year. The man was unbelievable, man. Just his unbelievable pocket movement, the way that he can throw the ball downfield, the way he's accurate and can it has great ball placement. But right now, he's not playing, and there's no reason why you got Waller and you got Adams and Devontae Adams and Ruggs and none of these guys are really getting fed the ball. It's just not looking good for the Raiders, man.
Ruggs is in prison, but okay.
I'm not Ruggs, but you know what I mean.
Renfro.
Yeah. My bad, man.
We knew what you meant.
Nick or Fluent? Any of you guys could chime in.
Nick wants to go.
Go ahead.
That sounded like the most hating compliment I've ever heard in my entire life.
So backhand.
What you mean? I gave him credit. What y'all talking about? I give Lamar Jackson credit. Y'all still think it's hate?
Because
Man,
all your comments was backhanded, bro. Stop acting
Word,
like they
Bro,
wasn't.
I just sat here and said Lamar Jackson has improved as a passer in the pocket.
You also went on a monologue to talk about how he also act like he won the Super Bowl and we don't hold him to no.
Do you see the hold on? Do you see the
do you see the part is the saddest part about your argument is to say that.
Do you see the plays he been getting on Twitter? Do you see the plays that he get on social media? Talk about the plays that he's getting on social media.
To say that Lamar Jackson, it gets all this praise, and to sit here and disregard all the praise Josh Allen has gotten, all the praise Justin Herbert has gotten. That's a clear. It is a clear.
Clear. I'm gonna tell you something. You're wrong. You're wrong. Patrick Mahomes. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you something. Patrick Mahomes, right? Threw for over 200 yards with 2 touchdowns with 0 turnovers against the LA Chargers, right? Next in the media, they sit there and criticize and sit there and talk about his turn-worthy plays. Let that be Lamar Jackson. They sit there and say, "Oh, Peyton Lamar Jackson is top 5. Lamar Jackson defeated in the MVP voting. Oh my God! Oh my." Give Lamar Jackson the highest praise.
I guess for the last, so I guess for the last 2 years you didn't turn your TV on. Nick, can you go? Nick, can you get your?
Can you go?
Nick, I don't even go. His point don't even make no sense, bro. Don't even make sense.
Before Rob, you go. I want to talk about someone different in this game. I want to give shout outs to Mark Andrews and his 2 touchdowns for helping me defeat the Debonaires. And
they say he ain't got nobody though, Fluent.
My 3-0 fantasy.
You know who Derek Carr has?
Me too.
They
man.
They say Lamar ain't got no talent. They say he ain't got no receivers.
Oh, what happened?
Top 2 tight end in the league, nigga.
Hey, we got Sam's in the chat. Mods, I need your help with that. I'm actually gonna share Rated R's 10 best quarterbacks.
And let J-Rob talk over it while you show it.
Got you. So let me know if you guys can hear this.
Oh, up here. Oh, look at you. High tech.
Try. There we go.
Volume.
Can't hear
No volume's coming through.
Womp, womp, womp.
Wah, wah, wah. All right, well, it's not working though. But you can tell by the pictures. We got Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, Kyler Murray, Matthew Stafford, Russell Wilson. Those are all the guys that are better than.
Don't get me started.
Those are all the guys that are better
Russell
than
Wilson.
Lamar Jackson.
Russell Wilson's been playing like straight
hold
dog.
on, everybody. Hold on, buddy. Let me put this top 10 thing into context. Those are my top 10 quarterbacks going into this season. Right? I'm not saying they are the top 10 quarterbacks right now. And we talking about right now, there's no way that, you could put, Wilson or, there's no way you could put Derek Carr up there. But if we talk about top 10 quarterbacks going to this season, those were my top 10 quarterbacks.
Hey, Fluent, do you have anything to comment about the game? About what happened with the Ravens versus Patriots?
Oh, you didn't like my Mark Andrews helping me defeat you in fantasy? No?
Yeah, I don't think anybody cared about that.
Mark Andrews needs his flowers. He's
give Mark Andrews,
he's knocking on that door.
When,
I know
when your best receiver is a tight end, man, good for you.
Knocking on that door.
It was everybody touched on it. The defense played much better than that collapse they had in the fourth quarter against the Dolphins. Lamar Jackson looked good throwing the ball, looked great running ball as per usual. I wish they would get this guy I wish they would get this guy number 1 wide receiver so that we could see what he could do with the number 1 wide receiver. Because
he already had one, Fluent.
The way we couldn't stop.
Come on now.
And my point is, like, do we look at Jalen Hurts? Look at the difference AJ Brown makes, right? Like, I feel like they're doing him a disservice by not getting him one legit wide receiver.
OBJ still out there.
OBJ is still out there. He is still out there.
It's better than Bateman and Duvernay. It's more of a true wide receiver one than those two.
Bateman's pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie.
I never want. Can we talk about how Mark Andrews has been playing? I think Mark Andrews has been playing unbelievable this season.
Arguably, he's knocking on the door.
The second best tight end in the league. He is.
He to me right now, he's past Kittle right now. I mean,
absolutely.
For the season.
Right now,
he been
Kittle not going to
Kittle.
put up the numbers to match up by the end of the season. If you got Jimmy G doing what he's doing right now, I can't see it.
No, I had him.
Damon's
I had
doing
him with Kelsey won, but him, Kelsey,
Waller.
Waller, those
Yeah.
are the guys, right? Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
that conversation. Absolutely.
I'm rocking with Andrew right now. All right. No, go ahead. Go, my bad.
No, I think Andrews is always in that combo though. So what he's
Yeah.
doing this year really doesn't surprise me. But go ahead, J-Rob.
So first thing, actually, Nick, I gotta say one thing to you though that I thought about. That Patriots defense gave up 30-some points.
You
Just
saw what the
saying.
Lions did? You saw
I
what the
just
Lions
say,
defense did?
we don't
Hold
know
on.
what we don't know what it's gonna look like at the end.
J-Rob.
I'm just
The
saying.
Lions were up
Okay.
10
All
points
right,
with 6 minutes left
I'll
and fluid.
concede. I will concede.
And they were playing Lamar Jackson.
I'm gonna concede. Now I'm gonna concede. I just know that you and me are gonna be talking about this for the rest of the year. So that's why I gotta throw my little pointers in there. Now on to Lamar. I mean, ultimately, like, what can we say, fellas? Like the amount of money that the Baltimore Ravens are going to have to give up to pay this man, they might as well. I'm gonna be honest. The best thing for them to do is to bite that bullet right now. Because if before the season the price was 260, 270, oh, that motherfucker 300 now.
Nah, hell no.
Yeah,
He's not getting paid no. So how much money guaranteed? How much? You saying his total contract gonna be 300?
Let him finish rated R.
Let me finish my point. I'll let you get your shit off.
Go ahead. Finish up.
Let me go.
Finish up.
It got to be 300. You know why? Because the market got reset. Once Watson got that 230, the whole thing guaranteed. Don't forget the whole 230. That's all going to him. Guaranteed. He blew up the market because you got to think he come with this baggage and everything that's happened. He didn't play for a full season. He got 230 fully guaranteed. Yep. Then you got Kyler getting 260. Then you got Russ getting 265 or 264.
Kyler didn't get 260 guaranteed.
He didn't get it all guaranteed, but his contract worth 230, something like that, same range. But if you look at them,
235.
But what I'm saying is my point of bringing those contracts up is Lamar's worth more than Deshaun right now. He's worth more than Kyler right now, and he's worth more than Russ. So if that's the market for those guys, his price is going to be hard. It ain't going to be a Brinks truck big enough to carry the amount of dough that Lamar is going to acquire if you don't pay him. If you decide to wait till game 17 to get that deal done, because if you wait till game 17 to get that deal done, and y'all let's not even say y'all win the Super Bowl. Let's say y'all go to the AFC Championship. Oh, God help you! God help you with the amount of money you're going to have to pay this man.
Yeah.
But let me get into this. Let me get into this before you go, Nick.
Kyler Murray 160. Kyler Murray 160 no guarantee.
How much the contract worth though?
230 though, I think.
230, right?
230, yeah.
230, yeah. That's what I figured. So about Lamar, because this is where you lost me, Mookie. Because I'm not about to talk about the game. We know what Lamar does. We've seen it. I mean, number one in touchdowns, number one in passer rating, 10 touchdown passes to 2 interceptions.
How many games?
The only quarterback. Hold on, let me finish. It has been 2 games, but you're the only person. You're the only person who just seen Lamar play just now. But stop cutting me off, bro. Let me get my shit.
No, I've been seeing Lamar Jackson play.
I let you get yours off.
No, don't do that. I've been seeing Lamar Jackson play.
We obviously ain't been watching the same thing. But let me get my shit off.
Oh, have you been watching the same thing in the playoffs?
Hold on, let me finish. You came up here and talked about Derek Carr being better than this man, bro. We clearly don't watch the same things, bro.
No. I said, hold on. Put on. Put it to context. I said Derek Carr was better than Lamar Jackson going into this season. And if you ask me who's playing,
nobody in their right mind picking Derek Carr going into the season.
I said Derek Carr.
Nobody's doing that, bro.
Going into this season, I had
Derek Carr or not.
Derek Carr numbers was better than Lamar Jackson. He led his team to the playoffs while Lamar Jackson didn't play at all. So talk about it.
Context or not, the take was bad, bro. Context or not,
that's
nobody in
you.
right.
That's you. But all I know, I got a guy that can stand in the pocket, stand the field.
Nobody in this panel. Okay. This is how I know.
Hold on, bro. If you sit there saying Lamar is better than Derek Carr, name me what Lamar Jackson do better than Derek Carr.
If you're going to, what do you mean? If you want to sit here,
other than steady plays with his legs, name me what Lamar Jackson do than Derek Carr playing the traditional quarterback. I'll wait.
When has Derek Carr proven to anybody that he is an overly competent quarterback?
Like Derek Carr can prove to you that he can get you in the games.
Nothing meaningful, bro.
When the game is tied, he can get you to the game, stand in the pocket on the football, get his team to the playoffs.
Oh my God!
He's never won a playoff game. He's never won a playoff game.
You're
Derek
talking
Carr's
about
never
this
won
high.
playoff
Hold on, he hasn't won. Hold on.
Stop
This
talking
is
for a minute,
why I
bro.
didn't put it in
You already
context.
got on your shit.
He's
bro.
never
Don't
won a
get in
playoff game.
context,
Only
bro.
been in the playoffs one time. Of course,
In
you're not
8
going to win the
years.
playoff game. This is
On
time
8
for-
years, that's his
And Nick,
fault.
can I go? Can I go
Here we
without
go.
you cutting me off,
Go ahead.
bro?
Go
Can I
ahead.
go without you cutting
Go
me
ahead.
off? Because
Go ahead.
everything you saying don't make no sense. I'm no offense
Bro,
to you,
I got the numbers and I got the eye test to back it up, sir.
Bro. Stop. Everybody has an eye test, bro. I can talk about my eye test. I promise you, my eye
Well,
test.
you got to get your
probably a little
eyes
bit
checked
better
because
than
I don't
yours.
know what you see in a good quarterback. or
Hold on,
traditional
Brady,
quarterback.
let him get
My eye
this
test
off.
probably a little bit better than yours. And anybody in the chat who knows me and these motherfuckers up here, they know my shit probably better than yours. So if we're gonna talk about eye test and we're gonna compare my eye to yours, bro, and we can talk this
Something
straight
is
up.
wrong with your eyes.
Football 101.
You don't know what's a great elite
Hold on,
quarterback.
Rated R. Hold on, Rated R. Let him get
And
this
is how I
off.
know
J-Rob,
you
what you got to say?
anything. This is how I know people come up here and they say anything to get off their narratives. My man said, I don't know what an elite quarterback looks like. But before we even got to him saying that point, he said that we give Lamar all this slack because we compare him to these other quarterbacks who doing this. They're doing all these great things. They do this. They throw in the pocket. They do this. Well, let me put some things out there for you perspective-wise. We said Justin Herbert and all these guys is way better. Justin Herbert has never been to a playoff game. In Josh Allen's last 7 games of his career, that has been decided by one possession, one score, field goal or touchdown. He's 0-7 in his last 7 games, decided by 1 point. This is also the same guy, Josh Allen, you think is light years beyond Lamar, who puts up 400 yards of offense.
He's a better quarterback.
What is
wrong with you?
What do you mean? What's wrong with me? And this is how I know you love the strong arm, bro. And this is how
He is a better dual threat quarterback than Lamar Jackson. Are you
He's not a better
wrong with you, bro?
It's not clear. It's not clear as day. You're just talking. You know how I know you're just talking? Because
you're just talking. You're naming some irrelevant stats. You naming me that Justin Herbert ain't never been to the playoffs. Can you put that shit into context? Because football is a team sport, and you need a good defense to get to the playoffs.
That's how I know you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Do you know football?
Okay, do I know football?
Go ahead. Because you coming up with some irrelevant shit. You sit there telling me that Lamar Jackson is 1 second away.
You know what? Fuck it. I don't know football. Let's talk about it. What's the difference between fucking 22 personnel and 23 personnel?
Man, get to your point, bro.
What's the difference between
Get to your point. Get to your point.
Middle of the field open coverage.
Get to your point.
Middle of the field closed coverage.
Get to your point, bro.
What's the difference? Tell me the difference.
Get to your point.
Because I don't know football. Tell me the difference. You don't know basic football about X's and O's.
Get to your point.
Talking about no fucking eye test.
Get to your point. Stop being emotional. Get to your point.
These are a remedial question that
get to your point.
And stop talking about being emotional.
Let's stay on topic. You sit there and compare Lamar Jackson to Josh Allen is a better dual threat quarterback than Lamar Jackson. He's a better threat eye test, and he also is a better quarterback.
Understand? You use the word eye test to prove a point to go by and said that I don't know football. Then I bring up football 101 that you learn when you're in fucking high school.
That don't
you
go
don't
your
know
way.
the answers. What relevant stats? You sat here and said.
You sit here and talk about Josh Allen is 0-7 and 1 point around.
Mookie, this is my point though. You sat here and said, this is me going off what you said, bro. You said the reason why Lamar don't get the credit is because you say all these other guys, they step in, make big throws in big games that matter most. That's what you said. I didn't say that shit. So then I brought up a fact. I brought up a fact. I said in the last 7 one-possession games of Josh Allen's career, he's 0-7. Lamar Jackson has a higher winning percentage as a quarterback than this guy. Than Josh Allen. Not only that, he's the only quarterback in NFL history to rush for 1,000 and throw for over 3,000 and win an MVP. You've seen this man at his absolute best dominate the league. He's doing this shit again. And the thing is, you want to talk about context. The fact that you even said, and you're going to sit here and keep coming on this show, coming on this platform in front of our fans and keep telling them that Derek Carr in the pocket can sit back and make all the elite throws that can win games when we have fucking watched him for 10 fucking years be mediocre as shit for 10 years, and you have the audacity to tell all these people in here that he can sit in a pocket and throw.
Derek Carr numbers are better than Lamar Jackson. It's not my fault. Hold on. It's not my fault that Derek Carr never had elite level defense come into the league.
His numbers better be.
Derek Carr never had elite level defense come into the league. Talk about that. You sit there and say that Lamar Jackson has the highest winning percentage in NFL, but put context to the shit. The man has always had a top 10 defense coming into the league, and you need elite level defense to win you games.
Let's put more context. Let's do
Simple.
context,
He's
bro. Let's
always
do
had a
context.
top 2
Let's
tight
do
end.
context,
Tell me
y'all.
what's
Let's do context.
Tell me what's
Let's
that
do context.
Tell me
Okay,
what's
let's
that
do
man.
context.
Tell
Let's
me
do
what's that man.
context.
Hold on.
Remember,
Tell me what's that man.
Who's gonna give us the context?
Tell me
Wait,
what's
y'all
that man.
both.
record.
Wait, hold on, wait.
Okay,
Wait. Before y'all go off, hold on, J-Rob. Before y'all go crazy, I need one better context
I'm gonna lie,
first.
Dub, mute him because ultimately
I
he
got
got
it.
his point across.
I got it.
No,
Go ahead.
no,
You just rambling.
It's me. I'm not rambling. I'm going against everything you ultimately said. Let's do context. You talk about Lamar's had his top 10 defense, bro. But you also have sit here and said the best quarterbacks are the guys that sit in the pocket, make the throws to win fucking games. That's what you said. Let me finish, bro. Stop cutting me off, bro. Let me finish. You said that guys got to step in the pocket, make elite throws to win football games. Have we seen Aaron Rodgers do that without an elite defense? Have we watched Patrick Mahomes do that without an elite defense?
Yes.
Have we watched guys like Tom Brady win with no receivers? We watch guys like Lamar Jackson win MVPs with no receivers.
You just sat there saying, have you ever seen somebody stand in the pocket and throw the football without elite level defense? We seen it for Patrick Mahomes. We seen it for Josh Allen. We seen it for Joe Burrow.
You never seen it from Lamar. You've never seen it from Lamar. You sit here and talk about that.
What are you talking about? You're cooking yourself.
How am I cooking myself? I'm not.
Because you just sit there and ask. You just sit there and name the elite quarterbacks. You just sat there and say, have we seen them stand in the pocket, make the elite throws as the traditional quarterback? Yes, we seen it for Justin Herbert. We seen it for Aaron Rodgers. We seen it for Patrick Mahomes. We seen it for Josh Allen.
And dissect the defense, bro. Is that
it's inconsistent. The man is inconsistent in doing it.
How has it been?
His numbers have gone off. The man threw for 16 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. The man has a QB rating over 85 in the playoffs. The man, we have seen when teams take away with Lamar do best, and that's a steady placement because he's a down-ear player. He is mediocre getting his team to the game, especially in the playoffs when it matters the most. Throwing the football as the traditional quarterback.
What quarterback out of the league, outside of the names of Mahomes, Brady, and Rodgers, has been elite in the playoffs, bro? Give me the quarterbacks that's not named Brady, Mahomes, and Rodgers that have been elite.
That's misleading. That's misleading. That's misleading once again because most of the quarterbacks most of the quarterbacks that enter the top 10 are up and coming quarterbacks. I can sit there and name Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was more elite in the pocket than Lamar Jackson. One of the worst quarterbacks. Hold on. I can name Aaron Rodgers. I can name Tom Brady. I can name Josh Allen. I can name Patrick Mahomes. I can name Joe Burrow. Who else can we name? I can name Russell Wilson, right? And then most of the other quarterbacks that I got in my top 10 are young, up-and-coming quarterbacks. You got Justin Herbert, ain't never been a quarterback. Justin Herbert is a way better thrower the football than Lamar Jackson. He's way better talented in the pocket than Lamar Jackson.
Josh Allen doesn't even have a better career completion percentage than Lamar Jackson.
Completion percentage. Now we're doing completion percentage. How many attempts?
You're doing accuracy.
How many attempts? How many attempts, sir? And you sit there talking about completion percentage, bring it to context. Compare the attempts. You can't pull that shit on me. I know my football, bro. You can't do this.
You don't know your football because you don't know 23 personnel. You don't know basic 101,
and not bring up the attempts.
You talked about accuracy. Your point was accuracy. Now you bring up attempts, and then you want to sit and tell me about moving the goalposts.
Accuracy.
You say one thing about accuracy.
Hold on. Completion percentage. Hold on, sir. Once again, you missed it.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. At the end of the day,
you sit there and say completion
at the end of the day, bro.
But you gotta also put the things into context.
Just scroll in the chat, bro.
We
I'm gonna keep it gangster, bro. We gotta stop.
We got a super chat, fellas. I think we've talked about Lamar Jackson long enough. We got a super chat here. De-escalate the situation. iOS Inc.
Not talking about shit.
Come on, J-Rob. Hold up, bro. Relax, please. By the way, the same elite defense Lamar was gifted was 4-5. Lamar's rookie year till Flacco got hurt and Lamar took over and went 6-1.
That's facts.
So we're gonna get.
When Lamar took over his rookie year, the Ravens were 4-5, and when he started 7 games, they went 6-1 in those 7 games.
But the Ravens still had a top defense that Lamar Jackson won it. I think it was top 3 in turnovers. There's 5 in yards given up. Credit to the goddamn defense, bro. That's the reason why Lamar Jackson have a highest winning percentage. Because if you give guys like Drew Brees and guys that didn't have elite level quarterback ruin their prime off not having elite level defense, then we'll see it make it happen.
Hey, Dub, you know what the best part? You know what the best part about this Josh Allen Lamar thing is? They play this week, by the way.
Yeah, I can't wait for one of that.
Josh
That game
Allen
definitely
to
circled.
Lamar Jackson. Y'all have he lost
Listen,
all
we're
his
gonna see that.
mindset.
We're gonna see this. We're gonna see this Sunday, and that's
Oh,
Josh
definitely gonna
Allen's
be
a
one of
way
the games
better
to watch.
quarterback than this nigga.
Also, if the Ravens don't re-sign Lamar, you know where I want Lamar to go to?
Where?
The Saints.
Yes, and they're definitely a QB away. That's a good
You know why?
That's
Because
right.
bottom right here will change this whole narrative if that happens. I promise you that. I promise you that.
I think. Listen. Make no excuse for Jameis. I think Jameis is worse, 10 times worse than Lamar Jackson right now.
He's 100 times worse. What are you talking about?
Who?
Hey, we're gonna definitely get into one of those games. Jameis Winston. We're definitely going to get into that game. But the next game I do want to talk about is there was an upset victory happen, and one of our fellow panelists here is a fan of that. The Miami Dolphins defeated the Buffalo Bills 21-19. Josh Allen did throw for 400 yards, but he couldn't cash in an end zone. Tua left the game early due to concussion protocol, or according to Nick, his back was hurting. And threw for only 100 yards, and I don't know how many TDs. I forgot about that.
It was one TD.
One TD. So, what's your overall take, Nick? How do you feel about the Dolphins?
I told you.
I remember last week you and Ben was going crazy. So, what's your take on the? What's your take on the?
I told y'all we were going to beat the Bills. Josh Allen, boy, bottom right, had a 5-yard pass he needed to complete and threw it in the dirt for the game-winning touchdown.
That was a bad pass. That was a bad pass. That was a Lamar moment that he had. He had a Lamar moment, but yeah, that was horrible.
He's actually had those moments his entire career. You just don't watch football games.
You
don't watch football games, bro.
Oh, he did.
But Nick, what do you have? What else do you have to say about that, Nick?
Josh Allen honestly lost them the game. He could have all those yards, all that, but to end the first half, they had to clock the ball to get a field goal. He fumbled the snap, threw it to Stephon Diggs. That's on him. So they didn't get a field goal off. Right. And at the end of the game, on 4th down, if you're supposed to be the second best quarterback in the league, you got to be able to complete a 5-yard pass, bottom right, to win the game. That's just what it is. It is what it is. And he didn't do it. Game on the line. He didn't do it. He didn't win.
Floor.
Yeah, hold on. You gotta give credit. You gotta give credit to the Dolphins. They went on and won the game. Now, if I was Dub, I would say, but the Bills were missing 5 defensive starters, and that's really important. But I'm not Dub.
I was waiting for somebody to say that.
I say, I don't care. You play who's in front of you.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins went out and did what they had to do to win, whether it was pretty, whether it was ugly, whether people were hurt, whether all that stuff. For me, at the end of the day, they won and they did their job. So now on to the next week. So also, good for them. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to see up and down games from Tua. Let's be honest. It's not going to be, 5-6 touchdowns and 400 yards.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is the Bills had the ball for 41 minutes and the Dolphins had the ball for 19.
The Bills
dominated time of possession.
You look statistically, dominated that game with the amount of time of possession and all that.
Like I said, Josh Allen didn't come through.
Possession hurt them because if you looked, I want to say, I forget when it was, but they had like a 19-minute drive or something. Hey. And all their offensive linemen were doubled over, huffing and puffing, and they were getting to Josh Allen. So sometimes extended drives and minutes aren't always good. So yeah, a lot of it's on the Bills, but again, I'm not gonna give credit to the team that won. They went out and did what they were supposed to do. The Bills did not.
Yeah.
Josh
Allen had 450
yards. What's your name up here? What's your name? The Bills fan, bro.
Bills fan?
Huh?
You talking about top left, top right?
Yeah, right here, next to you.
Oh, next to me, that's Nick. Nick.
Top left.
Yeah, Nick. What's good?
All right, let me ask you something. So you sitting there and say that that Josh Allen lost him the game. I agree that he made a bad throw, right? But where was your same energy when, the game was tied 35-35 in the 4th quarter when y'all played the Ravens? Where was this same smoke for Lamar Jackson when he underthrew a running back that was running a flat route, and also he overthrew Mark Andrews on the 35? Did you sit? Hold on. No, I'm not talking to you. Did you sit there and say that Lamar Jackson had a bad game too as well?
They still score points.
Oh, because they scored 35 points. They scored 19.
Josh Allen scored.
No, they scored 19. But 2 points. They really scored 17.
Oh, so
don't forget, Nick. Don't forget to mention that don't forget they also
at the end of the game when you score.
Wow, y'all don't keep the same energy. Y'all biased, bro. Y'all don't keep the same energy, bro.
No, you're biased.
Y'all don't keep the same energy.
Y'all
don't keep the same energy because you sit there. Hold on, y'all sit there. A man for throwing over 400 yards had 2 touchdowns, right? And he completed over 60% of his passes, over 65 completion.
Fluent, we don't hear you. Are you talking to us, Fluent? Fluent, you're muted. Yeah.
Mookie's not biased. Mookie is very much values a pocket passer over a dual threat quarterback. So I don't think that's bias. I think or maybe it's a specific skill set that he prefers. It's kind of like when me and Dub go at it about Cooper Kupp, or he doesn't play on the outside. And I'm like, who cares if he doesn't play on the outside? He's a slot receiver who gets it done. So I think it's more about what he values in a quarterback versus everyone's gonna have some bias.
Listen, and also rated R. Let me answer your question. Me and J-Rob were very critical last week when Lamar Jackson didn't go down and score the touchdown because we knew the Dolphins were going to win because they had all the momentum.
Talk about same energy.
And then they went down and scored.
No, but I'm just sitting there. You sit there and because I listen. What Josh Allen did in that game, yes, there was some times where he could have converted on and missed some opportunities to pick a field goal to win a game. It was missed opportunities in this game. But to sit there and just look at that one throw, which was a bad throw as well, was a bad decision.
I didn't bring up one throw.
Well, you sit there when I heard you
at the end of the first half when they kind of clocked the ball, he fumbled the snap and threw it to Stephon Diggs. That blew 3 points.
But when I was on the show, But when I was on Gridiron show last week, when we was recapping the games, you didn't mention how Lamar Jackson fumbled the ball. You didn't mention how Lamar Jackson underthrew the receivers in the flats. You didn't receive how Lamar Jackson was in the pocket 35 when the game was tied 35. He overthrew Mark Andrews. All y'all sat there and said, Lamar Jackson had a good game. Why is y'all not keeping the same energy?
We're talking about a topic right now. We're talking about the Bills.
All right. But what I'm saying is this:
I got a question for you, Rated R. Rated R, how many times have you seen a team have the ball for 41 minutes and have damn near 500 yards and lose?
And only score 19 points.
Yeah,
that was bad. I mean, give a credit to the Miami offense. Give a credit to the Bills. Offense. They did a great job at trying to keep Miami's offense off the field.
Hold on. Why aren't you keeping the same energy for that Lamar Jackson playoff game? He had 500 yards. You saying Lamar Jackson played good, right? What about that Lamar Jackson game where in the playoffs when he had 500 total yards versus the Titans and they lost?
500 total yards.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson had 500 total yards versus the Titans. You can look it up.
We don't got. But I ain't gonna lie. Let's not even go there. But let's not
500 total. Nick, passing yards. Oh, my bad.
Nick, let's not open up that can of worms again, bro.
Shout out
before you say something. Let me shout out this super chat. Taz, make sure y'all say a wide open 5-yard pass. But go ahead, Rated R.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Bills. I mean not the Bills, but the Dolphins. I told you last week that I'm expecting them to get an upset. Tua Tagovailoa. He just basically, man, the doubt that people been saying about Tua Tagovailoa, can he throw? Hey man, right now, man, he actually proven to y'all that man he can actually move the change and throw the football, especially in the pocket. I mean, it was third and 22 where he threw a 40-yard pass to Waddle, I believe. Waddle, yep. And it just shows you that Tua can make the throws, he can make the plays when it matters the most. I still got concern about the Dolphins. I still got concerns about the Dolphins secondary. They is banged up at the cornerback position though as well. But
Jones is out.
Yeah. So it was tough. This game was crazy. Josh Allen, he made a big mistake, especially late in the game. It's a learning mistake too as well. This is one of them games where it's always a tough game. You know what I'm saying? And just give a shout out to the Dolphins, man. They came through. They got a victory. They've been playing great football. And, you know what I'm saying? It's always room for improvement. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see if I want to know if Tua is going to play next week. Probably will. But, just give a shout out to the Dolphins.
They play Thursday. They play Thursday at the Bengals. I'm kind of.
Oh, yeah, they play Thursday. Yeah, they play. Yeah. So
kind of worried we're going to lose.
Yeah, the Bengals look good. Bengals look good. Yeah, they look good too. It's the Jets. I know it's the Jets, but they look good though.
CG, what you got to say, brother?
Man, it's pretty straightforward. Y'all boys hit most of the points for the most part. I mean, listen, for the Bills, 400 yards, 2 touchdowns for Josh Allen. It's a good performance, but unfortunately, they didn't get into the end zone enough. They played a great game. Obviously, you could blame the starters not being there as much as you want for Buffalo, but at the end of the day, if you're considered the best team in football, if not, top 3, top 5, you're considered a Super Bowl contender, you should be putting up more than 19 against the Miami Dolphins. That's
Agree.
That's all there is to it. It's a loss, and you're on to the next one, man. That's all there is to it.
J-Rob?
First off, shout out to Tua. because I would say this in the game, that was like one of those games. It was like a war of attrition. I will say this: when it mattered most, if you don't get caught up of like the numbers, Tua made all the right throws when he had to make them.
Yeah,
the throws that mattered most to the outcome of the game, Tua made those throws. So shout out to him. Shout out his execution. Shout out to Mike McDaniels too. I mean, first year head coach, you beat the Bills in your third game of your career. I mean, hey, that's pretty dope shit. But I'm also gonna say this, and I don't care. I'm not a hater. I'm just a realist, and you got to hold everybody accountable. This is what the Buffalo Bills do, though. This is what they do, fellas. They've been doing this for a while now. It's in the pudding. If the Bills ain't blowing out and dominating a team, and the game comes down to finite execution at the very end, this is what they do. And I get some games like the playoff game against the Chiefs. Shit like that happens. I can't really put the whole onus on Josh Allen or anybody, because Josh Allen played as good as a game as anybody really could have played in that playoff game. And really, the only thing against him, in my opinion, was 14. Too much. You gave them 17 seconds instead of 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Too much time. They score, and then also I think you took the hearts out of that defense because they just let them trot up the field and ice the game. But ultimately, this has been my biggest issue with the Bills. I felt this way last year when they went 11-6 because I felt like they shouldn't have won 11-6. I think there could have been more games that they should have won. I don't like this trend of the Buffalo Bills that when a game is decided, and I put the stat out there earlier, but the stat's not just about this. This stat is not just a Josh Allen stat. This is a Buffalo Bills stat. It's a team stat. It's about the team. They don't win games that come down to the wire.
You can't be. You said it. You can't be 0-7 in one possession games.
You can no one's talking about that's a fact. That's who you are. It's your identity now.
We knew this coming in, but no one's talking about this though. They need to find a running game.
Oh, about to say that. Yep.
They can't have Josh Allen.
They're too one-dimensional. They're one-dimensional, bro.
Yeah, Josh Allen had 60-something pass attempts.
Yeah, that's
you're
not.
never. If you have to pass the ball 60 times, honestly, you're
that's not a recipe for success, and that's why you lose those games.
Yeah,
where it's one possession, because we've seen how many times have we seen running backs who are getting nothing, and then what happens in the fourth quarter when they're tired?
They put James Cook in a doghouse.
They just go away from him. You know what I mean? So
James Cook
got to figure out a way. You got to figure out a way to run the ball.
And to go off of that, Fluent, and
they ain't got no running backs.
That's part of the reason why. Yeah, it's Chico. That's my guy.
Chico.
Yes, sir. But that's part of the reason why they struggle in the red zone as well. What the Dolphins was doing, I think they was playing the too high shell safety look, and just making them throw the ball up the field, throw the ball close. They were playing the deep ball that way. They wouldn't get burned by Stephon Diggs, and just allowing them to get up, allowing them to run it up the field. But when that red zone hit, the field got tighter. They really pressed up, and the Bills really didn't have an answer to that. One of those ways is to run the football, and they have no way to establish that. So, that's a big question mark on, and the Bills just got to figure that out. On to our next game. I think this is a big game that we'll all be excited about. The Raiders go 0-3 to the Tennessee Titans. Ryan Tannehill
with their elite quarterback
gets a game. Derek Carr, 303 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. Derrick Henry, 85 yards, 1 TD. A surprise performance from Hollins, 8 receptions, 158 yards, 1 TD. I want to know, CG, I'm going to start off with you. What's your main takeaway from this game? What's some concerns? The Raiders just fell to 0-3, and this was in a lot of people's eyes, a contender in the AFC. So, I mean, what's your take on this game and your look for the Raiders, man?
Man, it's weird for both sides. Looking from the start of the year, there's no way I was taking Tennessee to win this game, and there's no way you were going to make me believe that the Raiders were going to be 0-3 going into Week 4. And with the hype, I don't know how much of it you guys have seen, but I've seen a lot of people, especially in the offseason, that were very high on the Raiders, talk about this team can win the division. They could win 12-plus games. They could give the Bills problems. They give Kansas City problems. I heard so much hype around this team, and they're just not living up to the hype. It's that simple. I'm not going to necessarily say Derek Carr played a bad game. 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. cool, but the Titans were just they were simply the better team, and the Raiders got some work to do, man. I get what you're saying about, new system. They really got to get into this. But I think what a lot of people forget, they like to talk about the whole feeling out process. They forget these guys have a full off season, a whole bunch of training camp, preseason games.
Bro.
There is
camp.
They didn't play. They didn't play no preseason games. Derek Carr and Devontae Adams and all
Whose
them.
fault is that?
Bro, you go to camp, bro. You go to
Yeah,
camp every day. You live, breathe, sneeze, and shit football. You also
Yeah,
scrimmage against
but-
other NFL teams, bro.
By now, maybe week one, I'll give you the
offense.
excuse.
Needs to know
Week
your
one,
offense, bro.
you had to get in. Week one, you had to get into full contact, really get the feel. Cool. Yeah, I'll give you that excuse. Week two, week three, this is on them. The Raiders have some big things that they need to figure out, and they got to figure out this stuff soon.
Floor.
I was one of those guys that was high on the Raiders. I really liked what they showed last year with all that turmoil and controversy, what they did, and I thought the addition of Devontae Adams. Remember what I told you? I said with Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrew, Darren Waller, I thought it would open up some running lanes for Josh Jacobs, who I think is an underrated back.
Definitely.
The problem is, I underestimated how bad their offensive line was. I underestimated how bad their defensive was. And most importantly, I underestimated what a shitty coach Josh McDaniels
I
is.
try to tell people.
I knew he wasn't good, but I didn't think he was that bad.
Yeah.
And so when I look at 19, 23, and 22, the amount of points they're putting up with that talent, I was going to be sitting with Rated R over there saying, Derek Carr, this was the year Derek Carr was supposed to get it turned around because there's no excuse. He had every tool he needed. But now the other part is when we look at these losses to the Chargers, to the Cardinals, and to the Titans, those teams even look worse than we thought they were going to be coming into the season.
Yeah,
there was an injury to Herbert, but the Chargers haven't looked great. The Cardinals haven't looked great. We know
they've been decimated by injury. The Chargers.
Yeah, Tennessee has looked horrible. So these were actually 3 winnable games. We probably expected most of us 2-1 at worst, and then probably beat the Broncos 3-1 going into the Chiefs game. Now they're going into Denver, and I don't know. They might end up going into Kansas City 0-4. At best 1-3. This team's literally.
Hold on, they play Kansas City. No, they don't. They don't play.
They play Denver, then Kansas City.
Yeah, see, so that's why
I
think they'll beat Denver. I think
they're going to be 0-4 going into Kansas City.
They might be 0-4 going into Kansas City, and they're done. They're actually done already.
Hey, Fluent, you know what we got to stop doing, or people got to stop doing? They got to stop saying that Josh, the coordinators for Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are mastermind offensive coordinators. Look how bad Nathaniel Hackett's offense does it up in Denver. And they were, he was the coordinator for Aaron Rodgers. He could do offense. Their offense looked
Aaron Rodgers
horrible.
made him look real good.
You're right on the money with that. I think people don't realize QBs that good practically coach themselves. Everything they do, that is not the coordinator. The coordinator is sitting there and taking a participation trophy for all the great things that the QB's doing. Those guys are the ones putting in all the work.
Came out. I know we're giving him. It's Tom Brady as well, but also, have we had a good coordinator come out of the Bill Belichick tree?
No.
Been a good head coach?
No.
None of them.
You gotta think they're all weirdos in that order. No offense, but they're weirdos, bro. Bill Belichick is a weirdo. So what is he hiring? Other weirdos, bro. It is what it is.
Belichick, listen, Bill Belichick runs a cult in New England.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta think. Why do you think people come in?
And you can't go somewhere else and start a cult because you were in a cult somewhere else. It just it doesn't. It is shown not to work. So hopefully NFL GMs figured it out. Stop hiring from his tree. It doesn't work.
Like Matt Patricia, all these like.
My God!
Don't even get me started on Patricia in Detroit. Oh my God!
That was a disaster.
Snell was the defensive coordinator. Who was the offensive coordinator at that
Joe
Judge.
No,
for him. No. He ended
Bill
up.
O'Brien. Right? I know Bill O'Brien was an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, no. I forget his name, but he ended up coaching Notre Dame too.
Charlie Weiss, horrible. Charlie Weiss.
Oh my God.
God.
Oh, what a name. What a name. Charlie Weiss. Oh my God.
I haven't heard his.
Throwback Thursday. Jesus.
So I don't even know what the question is. Good for the Titans. Derrick Henry looks like he's kind of starting to come back a little bit.
Yeah,
but
he also had Derrick Henry also had 4 catches for 60 yards, which you don't see from him.
Well, I'll say one thing that's also guaranteed though, fellas. Death, taxes, and Devontae Adams sniffing that end zone. At least that's happening.
Yeah, at least he's scoring touchdowns, but everything else is whack.
Yeah.
Hey, Hollins. Hey, Hollins' receiving game. You didn't talk about him going 1 for 1 throwing the ball too.
Yeah, the Raiders have a lot to figure out. We're gonna get into our next game. Does anybody else have anything to say about the Raiders before we move on?
Raiders, man, like I said, man, new system, new scheme. Part of their struggles had to be coaching, man, because I seen it late in the overtime game when they had an opportunity to kick a field goal against the Cardinals. They sitting there throwing passing plays when you can simply run the football and get good field position to kick a field goal. That got to go with coaching, man. Play calling, right?
They don't trust their O-line.
And at the end of the day, man, it is very, very unfortunate. A guy like Derek Carr who has all the weapons and is not getting it done. Just too as well. They had no answers for Derrick Henry, and I gotta give credit to the Titans. When they open up, when they get it going to Derrick Henry, that opens everything up with the play action, the screen plays, and with the check downs. The Titan offense looked like the Titans offense we seen last year, right? And Derrick Henry has to be the pivotal for that offense to flourish in the system. So I do have questions about the Titans secondary. They got a great front four, right? But yeah, man, just give a shout out to the Titans. They won this game, man. And the Raiders, man, they just struggled to score or opportunity, especially when it was like first to second and goal. Derek Carr in the pocket, threw it to Derek Waller. Derek Waller dropped it. That led to an interception. I mean, it's just simple mistakes that they're doing that, is not leading to wins. So, yeah.
For sure. On to our next game. The Jaguars blew out the Chargers 38-10.
J-Rob's gonna have something to say about this.
Hey, J-Rob said Doug Peterson, possible coach of the year. That take is actually aging beautifully. Trevor Lawrence,
Thank you.
Trevor Lawrence, 262 yards, 3 TDs. Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, put on great performance. Zay Jones, 85 yards in the TD. Christian Kirk, 72 yards in the TD. James Robinson, 100 yards in the TD. And the Chargers, man, Justin Herbert, 297 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception, QBR rating of a 39. Austin Eckler, only four carries in that game. Austin Eckler, 8 yards, 48 receptions. Mike Williams, 1 yard, 1 reception, 15 yards, 1 TD. What's your guys' takeaway from this game? Actually, I'm gonna just leave this open for you guys.
This game, I want to start with this game because listen. Shout out to Justin Herbert. The man is not 100% healthy. We've all seen that in this game. Man fighting with a lot of ribs. That man showed that he's tough. The quarterback's got to understand, man. If you're not 100% healthy, why are you still going out there and play, right? And I thought that Justin Herbert should have. He was not healthy this game. I think that he should have sat out this game, but just the injuries. The injuries at the defensive side of the ball, man. I mean, look how many guys is banged up. They missed their edge rusher. They missed Keenan Allen. The guy Guttle got injured. The third receiver got injured. They starting center is out for the year. We got news that he's out for the year. I mean, the Chargers once again is banged up with injuries, man, and that affect their defense yesterday, man. Give a shout out to the Jaguars. The Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is actually doing a pretty good job in managing the football, not turning over the ball, not doing, dumb mistakes that he was doing last year. And then the Chargers defense, man, they got turnovers, man. They got stops on third down. They got the Herbert. And, yeah, man, this Chargers it's a loss. I'm not going to really put too much stock into this loss because of how banged up they are, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But, hope Herbert can come back. Hope they can get healthy so they can actually go in and get some wins, man. But that's all I got for that.
I just want to say first thing, I'm definitely happy that the Doug Peterson pick is aging well. I'm actually really excited about that one. I got to say this, man. I know this may sound crazy, might be too early, but I don't think there's 10 or 11 guys in the league that I would take before Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I could get to a full 11. That might be crazy, but I think he's good. Like, I think.
Are you talking about currently, J-Rob, or starting a team?
Currently, playing right now from what I've seen. But I will say this though, I do think this could have been kind of the. No, that'll be a whole thing. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah,
I need to hear this. We can
talk about that. Definitely over. I definitely have Trevor Lawrence right now because I already know what Derek Carr is. That's one quarterback. Shit.
Got you,
Bro, Trevor Lawrence ain't no top 11 quarterback.
No, he's not. No, I'm not saying he's not. No, he's not a top 11 guy. I don't want people sitting here saying I think he's top 11. I'm not saying he's top 11. I'm just saying if I had to start a franchise.
Oh, that's what I asked.
I don't got 10 guys. Like
he's walking it back. Sounds like a walk back.
That wasn't a walk back. That was the whole point of what I was saying. Like there was 11 guys, and I would. There was 11 guys.
MC Robinson. Before you continue, J Rob. MC Robinson with another super chat, which is disrespectful. The Jet player get in his coach face, or Patrick Mahomes arguing with the offensive.
Oh, I saw that. Your boy Quinnen Williams, J Rob, you saw that?
Oh,
that's one, bro. I mean, bro, get out. Yo, sometimes football is an emotional game.
Yeah, very. Yeah.
Shit runs high, bro. Sometimes that's gonna happen, bro. There's gonna be times where dudes gonna argue. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love Coach Bieniemy. I've even raved for him to get a coaching job. But bro, you've had Mahomes. Shut the fuck up.
Thank you.
You've had Mahomes. Like, let's be real. Sometimes there have been plays that you scripted up. You scripted up plays. And sometimes, bro, you got your headphones on and you look up and you're like, God damn it, I'm lucky I got this guy.
Thank you.
Hey, I got a question about.
I agree 100%.
I don't know.
I want to answer that question. No.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, I want to answer. Neither was more disrespectful because that's just football. That happens every week on every team in every game, right? Some of them get caught on camera, some don't.
Yeah. So, like, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Most of those arguments people see. Those just the arguments that didn't make it to the locker room.
Yeah.
Just didn't make it out. Yeah.
And that's not even just football. Every sport we have those arguments on the sideline. So
you gotta think those moments people are catching is like maybe a 30-second window in between getting off the field and going into a tunnel, whatever.
I'd be worried if a team didn't have that. Because if they had that passion and that fire, then they're probably
don't care. If you're not arguing, you don't care. If y'all not at each other sometimes, y'all don't care. But ultimately, I gotta say this, man. I know the Chargers are banged up. Ultimately, like Fluent said, they have expectations as a team. When they go out there, that's who you got out there. You guys play in the league. You're not supposed to get blown out by the Jags. But hey, shout out to the Jags because I'm not gonna lie. I think I said on the show, I had a feeling they was gonna spook them. So what happened? The result, I thought they could win. I didn't think they would blow them out. But hey, this is what happens.
Someone has to win the AFC South.
Somebody has to win the AFC South. And now I'm really feeling high on my pick about Doug Peterson because I love what Mike McDaniel doing.
I thought you were crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I thought you were crazy.
Listen, if the Jaguars can win that division, I know it is going to be lit for Mike McDaniels this year, but nobody's gonna deserve it more than Doug.
Yep.
But after the what that team, come on, y'all, what that team has been to be winning the AFC, they won 2 games last year. They won 2 games, right? 2 or 1?
3, I think 3. I think it was 3.
I think it was 2. I'm pretty sure.
It was either 2 or 3.
I'm pretty sure
it was
2.
Bad. Oh no, it was 3 because they won the last game of the year.
Oh yeah.
So
they won 3 games.
They won 3 games.
To win 3 games is to win a title. One, shout out to Doug because that shows you figured out what your quarterback is good at. Your young quarterback is good at. And I know everybody said they overpaid for a lot of guys, but who were the top 2 receivers in the game last night?
Christian Kirk
and Zay Jones. The guy that everybody.
Can I go back to something we talked about with the Bills?
Yep.
So we talked about the Bills threw 63 times, ran 23 times. The Chargers with a hurt quarterback threw 45 times, ran 12 times. The team that won, the Jags, threw 39 times, rushed 36 times. Stop forgetting about the run. It wins games. People just ignore it. Like it's basic football 101.
No shit.
22 personnel is 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, and 1 wide receiver, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think Mookie knew what that was though.
I think
that's why he waved me off when I asked him. He was like,
CG, what do you have to?
I appreciate that though.
CG's like Ben. He's like quiet up there.
No, CG. Listen, you guys been talking a lot. You guys been very adamant, and CG, he knows his role. But whenever he get the mic, he be cooking. CG,
you got it, bro.
CG, you from New Jersey?
New York.
Okay, I knew it. Somewhere in Northeast. I could hear it. I can hear the accent. I'm from New Jersey.
Heard you. Yeah, man. Honestly, I'm scared about these Chargers, man. This is a team I was super high on. I thought 1A, 1B to win the AFC. Bills, Chargers right behind them, and 1 and 2 through 3 weeks. Obviously, some question to be asked, but I'm not here to talk about the Chargers. I know they're gonna get it together. But Jacksonville, if this is what Trevor Lawrence can look like at his best, there's no reason they don't win the AFC South. No reason they shouldn't win it. There's no reason if they're on the lower half of the AFC, which I expect them to be, there's no reason Trevor Lawrence can't win a wild card playoff game this year and get some real postseason experience under his belt. And for seeing it personally, you know, obviously the man fell off now, but seeing what Doug Peterson did for Carson Wentz and how much he leveled him up at the pace that he did, Trevor Lawrence could be a certified top 10 QB by the end of this year. There's no reason it can't happen.
Hey, CG, what
I'm telling you.
CG, what you just said about them winning the playoff game. If they win the AFC South, aren't they hosting a playoff game?
They host.
They would host a playoff game.
Can you imagine?
Imagine telling somebody that in August and being like, "Oh, in a month we're going to be talking about the Jaguars hosting a playoff game." Come on, man.
I'm calling up Fred Taylor. We go into a playoff game.
Yo, that division's going to be close. The Colts are not clearly better than them, yo.
No, they're not.
No, nobody in the AFC South is. They're all even.
I think it's a 3-team.
Yeah, I don't know who's coming out the AFC.
Can I ask y'all one question though? Has there been a bigger disappointment this season? And let me know what y'all think. Has there been a bigger disappointment this season than the entire AFC West? Has there anything been more disappointing so far up to this point?
No.
AFC West, no.
Well,
you talking about division?
Keep in mind
that was as a whole. That was expectation for the division versus what we've gotten so far.
The expectation was that we could have seen all those teams in the playoffs if they played their cards right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the Broncos are
it's
too.
been very mid.
Remember what I told you when we talked about the 4 teams from the AFC West making it to the playoffs? I said that's not football. I said someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to let you down, and both are happening. Herbert is hurt. And the Raiders are letting us down. So
the Broncos,
and then the Broncos are struggling to score points.
We could piggyback and talk about the next game. I want to talk about the Broncos. Barely beats the San Francisco 49ers 11-10.
Weird game.
Much like the game. Can you just wake me up when the conversation's over?
Yeah, that was horrible. That game was horrible, bro.
I just want to know. You don't have to comment on the game, but I want to know where you guys' takes on for the Broncos. They have been underperforming. They're 2-1 right now, but they've been underperforming.
I got one word to describe them: cringe, bro.
The fact that the Broncos are 2-1 is an embarrassment to every other team in the NFL because there's no way that team should be 2-1 right now. They're terrible. They're terrible. And it's very similar to the Raiders with all this hype being built up. And I wish I had receipts for it because I got a friend who's a very big Broncos fan. I said, you're just banking on Russell Wilson saying, all right, this is how I play in Seattle in a completely different system. And I'm just going to transfer this to Denver like it's nothing. I try to tell him it's not that simple. It really is not that simple. I think the biggest problem for Denver right now, I feel like they're almost, with their play calling, it's almost too safe. I feel like they're so used to a Teddy Bridgewater, a Drew Lock, a play where, let's say you get a 3rd and 5. All right, we're going to play it safe. We'll throw the check down. Maybe he'll get the first down. If not, we're just going to punt. I feel like they're not giving Wilson a chance to use his full potential, to use his playmaking ability. I think they're still like, they don't even understand that they have an elite QB.
I like this guy. I like this guy.
I like CG.
I like this guy.
Right, but my point is, it's a whole new coaching staff. If anything, Hackett should be like, I'd let Aaron Rodgers air it out. So that's what he should do.
Exactly. And let's be real. If we got, and this is no hate to my QB, but if we're letting Jalen Hurts just say, I'm going to let this guy go do what he does and go give his receivers shots, if he's getting the green light to do that, why is Russell Wilson not getting the same treatment? If not better treatment, more of a green light.
Bro, CG, you know what's crazy? CG, you know why it's crazy that you said that? You know what I said? Remember on the show when I asked y'all? I said, he even said it best, that the offense almost looks like conservative, like they playing too safe. Remember I asked y'all, why the hell did Russell Wilson not have the green light to call a timeout on 4th and 5?
On the 4th and 5,
on 4th and 5,
like
it's the same thing. Like it's literally the exact same thing. You don't have the green light to call a timeout. You don't give him the green light to air the ball out.
It's crazy.
I mean, bro, he's been throwing deep. He's been throwing play action shot passes his whole career.
Yeah, he has one of the best deep balls in the NFL. He's one of the best.
One guy to let throw deep, let him throw it deep because that's what he's made his money on.
The more I think about it, though, what is the one thing we knock Aaron Rodgers about?
Being conservative.
Being very productive in the playoffs.
So maybe Hackett is used to a guy that doesn't have to take big chances to be successful because Aaron Rodgers is pretty conservative, yet he does what he does. Not anybody. I don't think anybody else can do that.
Wilson
You're asking
is
Russell
not.
Wilson-
He's not the same guy.
He's not that same guy. Yeah, you're asking him to also play maybe conservative and throw for 400 yards.
It's never been his game.
You can't do that.
Never been.
And
So
another thing.
maybe that's a bad matchup that we might have thought was a good matchup coming from Aaron Rodgers that ended up being a bad one.
And another thing that bothers me a lot, and you guys can let me know how you feel about this, because I don't think too many people agree with this, but I hate that the Broncos are using their 2 running backs as a committee. I'm sorry. I feel that Javonte is far and above the certified number 1 running back. We're not looking at a Zeke and Pollard where those guys, realistically right now, those guys should be splitting reps. Zeke is not produced. There is no reason why those guys shouldn't be splitting. Javonte is far and away the better back than Melvin Gordon. There's no reason why Javonte should have 15 carries and Gordon should have 12. For every 4 carries for Javonte, I want 1 for Melvin Gordon. They should not be 50-50.
So, CJ, I'm going to tell you exactly
run that ball with Williams as much as you can. Play action, which helps Russell Wilson get out of the pocket because he's a little bit short, can't see over those linemen, and let him chuck it up deep. That's what
CG, I'm going to tell you what it is to answer your question, bro. This is what I think it is personally. Personally, is what I think it is. What do we not do now in football? What's like the Cardinals sin now in the NFL? Like, what's the rule? You don't pay running backs.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper. It is always cheaper to run it back by committee.
Yeah.
Because how do you do contracts? You make your contracts off production.
Yeah.
So if he rushed for $950 instead of $1,000, $1,100, that's might be the difference between $5 million. Real shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those extra carries I gave to Melvin Gordon, it saved your pockets, bro. Even though I'm against it, I've talked about this shit 1,000 times that if you have a stud running back that can be your bell cow guy and can give you 5 good years of productive football, pay him. You're paying him for 5-6 years. Pay him. I know, like everybody doesn't decline by year like Zeke. That doesn't happen to every single running back. Yeah. You got to understand. Derrick Henry had a good prime. I think Jonathan Taylor's going to have a good run. I think Saquon Barkley might be back on his shit again. You know what I'm saying?
I think Christian McCaffrey production going to fall off because
he don't got a line, so he's going to be doing.
And Baker's playing bad football.
And Baker is bad. I've been trying to tell you that Butter was whack. Oh, actually, no, I didn't say Butter.
No, you did not. You blamed it. You blamed it. You was like Baker Mayfield is hurt. He said he had a bad shoulder. I hope he didn't come back.
I hope y'all don't speak on other games.
Baker got that dub.
I did.
Man, stop, bro. I don't want to talk.
I did give Baker some. I did give Baker. I did
leeway. I gave him
leeway too. I thought he was a lot better. But he's been playing bad, so I can't even defend his ass.
Hey, shout out to Ron tuning in even though he's not here. Las Vegas Chargers and Las Vegas Raiders hits catnip. Pretenders. Shout out Rated R Carr. Carr is better than Lamar.
That's what I'm talking about, Ron. You know football game. My dude Ron know football, man.
Ron is my dude Ron. He's saying that for you, bro. He's literally saying that for you.
But Rated R, before we move on to our next topic, do you have anything to say about the Denver Broncos?
Yeah, man, the Broncos, man, they offense, very, very suspect. They gotta move the ball. They gotta let Russell Wilson sling the ball downfield, man. Their defense is really good. I like their defense, but it's
played solid all year.
Yeah. But carry them. But it's just offensively, bro. I don't understand why they struggling to score points against.
They have weapons.
That's what I'm saying. Like
it's the same thing as the Raiders. They got weapons on weapons on.
This is so weird.
I don't get
bro.
why you're not producing.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's so weird to me, bro. How guys got weapons and they still not producing. They're just like. I know it's been 3 games of the season, so I still got to be patient and wait until we get middle of the season, midst of the season too as well. So I'm gonna do that.
The thing that is kind of messed up too, and I think I had hit on the nose when y'all talking about how Nathaniel Hackett is kind of using Russ like a Rodgers, like trying to be precise, you know?
Yeah.
But it's, like, and the thing is, this is my thing. If you want to let a guy do a little bit of your stuff, they got to be able to do some of their stuff too. And I'll give you a good example. I'll give you a great example. Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. How many times is Tom Brady throwing the ball downfield now? More than his career ever.
He was chucking that thing
but he's still killing in the intermediate game because that's his game. But what did Bruce Arians and company do? And Brian Leftwich, they also added their stuff to the mix.
Yeah.
You can still run your scheme. can still run your scheme.
That change ups.
You gotta let your guy be your guy. You know, if your guy has a certain skill set, do your stuff, but let him be him. Football is all about adjustments, bro. You can still get to what you want in different formations, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's adjustments. We watched Tom Brady be an air raid quarterback for the last 2 years. Now he never been his game.
Yeah.
Yep. He's always been a
play action.
play action flats.
I'll put this up for you, J-Rob. You can
had that boy.
Hey, Sauce Gardner had that boy chasing hell.
Rikers Island this week. Had that boy in Rikers Island, man. DPOY. Stop playing. We got tombstones. Sauce gonna have tombstones. Here lies Amari Cooper. Here
Who the Jets got this week?
Chase. I gotta see.
They got Pittsburgh.
Here lies Deontay Johnson. We're gonna stack up these RIPs. Bro.
Hey, I'm gonna make a bold. Hey, George Pickens and Sauce gonna fight this week. I promise you.
They might fight.
They might fight.
They gonna be into it.
They gonna be.
Them two don't shut up.
They don't.
I like it.
Since we're talking about the Steelers, how did you guys feel about that Thursday night game, the Steelers versus Browns? I absolutely hated it. I'm not.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it.
Honestly,
I watched it.
I watched it too. It was nasty.
Man,
I watched it, bro.
I got 4 words for that game, man. It's Kenny Pickett season.
Thank you.
There is no reason. Listen, I get coming in Mitch Trubisky. This is a guy who maybe, if you want to say for a year of his career, he proved that he could take a team to the playoffs. Cool. I feel like this team already looks like they're done. I don't see any hope of winning the division. I don't see any hope of getting into the wild card. Why not let your rookie get in there, get some experience, learn from Mitch, and then come back next year new and improved, and try and make a run at that point.
CG, that's facts. And also, Kenny Pickett's 24 years old. What's he sitting on the bench for?
Yeah. I agree.
It's not like he's 21.
He's not one of them inexperienced guys, one and done in college, where he's got to take the time to learn. I think he's ready to go. I really do.
I'm not gonna lie. He's a super senior coming out. He got to be ready, bro.
And think about this. What better of a week? Yeah, go on, Flu.
I was just saying, we don't see him in practice. So if the coaches don't think he's ready, then he's never going to be ready. Because to your point, at 24 you're either ready to go in and see what you got, or just not.
And I doubt they do it, but what better, start to give him than against the Jets? It's an offense that's not going to put up crazy numbers. He doesn't have to play out of his mind. He could put up 2 touchdowns. Maybe Najee gets one on his own at the goal line.
Our defense is
the defense is solid. I will give credit to the Jets. The defense is not horrible. My point is they're not going to put up points.
Who knows?
I don't think so.
Watching Joe Flacco last week made me throw up.
He got booed off the field, bro. Joe Flacco got booed off the field.
But J-Rod, let me ask you something.
I feel so disrespectful for putting him on the honorable mentions in my power rankings. Whack. Go ahead.
Do you really think that Zach Wilson is going to be better? From what you're seeing from Flacco right now, when Wilson comes back,
you telling me Zach Wilson won't be better than you have a better impact?
You ever see that meme? You ever see that meme?
Don't know.
You ever see that meme? Fuck no, baby.
Okay. J-Rob is a Jets fan, and he's never been high on Zach Wilson.
I'm gonna tell you my issue with Zach Wilson. This is really where I'm at. Is when I look at quarterbacks, I don't get lost in how pretty you throw the rock. I really care about. Obviously, if you're playing quarterback in the NFL, I expect you to be able to make the prerequisite throws to play quarterback in position. I don't care how the shit looks, as long as the passes is getting there on time. I don't care about this, that, and the third. You feel me? Lamar Jackson can throw that shit deep. Everybody don't like his throwing motion. That shit gets there. It gets there accurately.
Yeah.
I don't care about that shit. I don't lose it. If you look at Patrick Mahomes has probably the most arm talent in the NFL, bro. His shit his mechanics ain't normal though. They're not. They're his mechanics are very baseball, bro. Very wiry throwing. It's like if you look at him throw, it should look like he's throwing like a whip with his arm.
He can throw a flick of the wrist too as well.
Yeah, his shit is crazy. Even Josh Allen. When Josh Allen throw, it looked like he really.
Yeah, it's almost
who got the best throwing mechanics as a quarterback?
Rodgers. Come on, man. It's not even close. It's Rodgers.
Rodgers look the same every time.
I like Herbert's throwing mechanics too.
His is clean too.
Herbert's is pretty consistent.
Yeah, Herbert is good.
My problem with Zach Wilson is you look at some of the QBs that came out of that draft class, right? Go look at Lawrence. Lawrence gave you some clear potential. He's shown some solid games where all right, when they put it together, when they get this defense a little better, these weapons get better. We see something here. When you look at the Bears, Justin Fields shows a ton of potential. You say, we get him some more weapons, the coaching improves, we see something there. I don't see that same thing with Zach Wilson. I don't look at Zach Wilson and say, well, if we give him this or if we give him this, then he becomes good. I don't see that same potential.
So let me give you the first thing about Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson, as of right now, I'm not saying this is not going to change. I'm not high on it changing, but I call him, and I have a group of quarterbacks. I'm gonna give you a bunch of names of a group of quarterbacks that I'm grouping them in. He is one of those. He's one of those quarterbacks that's like the pretty girl at the club. You meet her, she don't really got too much brains. She's just a nice face, kind of got all the physical intangibles that you like. But when you talk to her though, and ask her about what her likes and interests are, she tells you her interests are watching reality TV shows and getting her hair did, like things that aren't actually hobbies. These are just
dogs in the yard. You know I'm going on.
These aren't real hobbies. You know, she's one of those. And this is my point. Zach Wilson to me right now might be on that like Jordan Love. Sam Darnold.
No, he's not even wrong, Fluid. You can't even say that.
Brock Osweiler.
Yeah.
Oh God.
No, he's not. He's not wrong. He's in that boat. He could be a starter, but he's not going to be a franchise guy.
Paxton Lynch is nasty.
I'm just like,
Paxton Lynch is nasty.
Why were all those? But here's my point about bringing those guys up. Why were all of those guys drafted as first round guys? Because everybody got caught up in arm talent.
Yeah,
and now
what did I tell you?
This is why Jordan Love, and honestly, I hate to say this name, might be Trey Lance next. We don't know. Not saying it will be. He could be in that group because of his arm talent.
All right. You lost me at Trey Lance. You lost me there.
I'm not killing him. I'm not saying he's gonna be that. But him and Zach Wilson were drafted as high as they were for the same exact reason, bro.
Yeah.
Because their physical throwing ability, off-platform throws, running out of pocket, throwing the shit halfway, cross downfield. Malik Willis was drafted for the same shit, fellas. It's a look now. And my thing about the look is it could look good, but does it translate on the field? At the end of the day, arm talent don't matter if it's not equating to anything. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is this. I know I'm bugging out because he only had 2 snaps in preseason and he hurt his knee.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you this. When his first play of scrimmage in the preseason is the team is clearly in zone, is either a quarters or a cover 2, one or the other. Safeties clearly have them hashes.
I know exactly what he's talking about too.
You stare down that inside hitch. You stare that inside hitch down from the moment it comes to the end. That's remedial, CG. To me, that's remedial shit.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with your arm talent. That's your ability to dissect.
Yeah.
And the only thing my issue has nothing to do with Zach Wilson's arm talent. My issues with him last year and this year is like a lot of times I just had to see like, bro, what are you seeing? Yeah. What do you see? Like, what are you looking at? Because when you do that pick in the preseason, I said the same thing. Bro, what are you looking at? Yeah. Like, what are you looking at?
That's enough. That's enough talking about mid QBs. We're gonna, but there is one mid QB I do kind of want to talk about, touch on real quick. The Carolina Panthers did beat the New Orleans Saints, and yo, rated R. Listen, bro, I was high on myself on the Saints. I thought they had a lot of talent on the field, and they sort of are underperforming as well. I didn't expect them to struggle this much on offense, so I need to hear your take on the Saints and what's going on. I mean, you have the weapons: Michael Thomas, Olave, Jameis, Alvin Kamara. The defense is good. I mean, what's going on, man?
Man, the Saints, man. Dang, where to start? I had expectations for the Saints, man. I don't think everybody else had high expectations, but I actually had high expectations for them.
They were my sleeper team.
Looking bad. Offense for the Saints has been horrible. For the 3 games that we played, when we played Atlanta Falcons, when we played Buccaneers, and we played the Carolina Panthers this past Sunday, the Saints are struggling to score points early on. I'm thinking the first 3 quarters we're getting shut out. We're not scoring any points. Jameis Winston at the quarterback position has been playing horrible. Yes, he's hurt, but and I don't know why Sean Payton is not getting this man off the goddamn field, because I'm not Sean Payton, but Dennis Allen is not getting this man off the field. He's clearly hurt. Put in Andy Dalton. Jameis Winston just bad decision making.
I didn't even know Andy Dalton was on the Saints.
I didn't know either.
Jameis Winston bad decision making, especially in the pocket. We're not doing a great job in picking up the blitz when Jameis Winston is dropping back. The Saints offensive line is decreasing. They're getting worse. And it's just like, if we're not going to protect Jameis, especially in the pocket with 2 or 3 seconds left to go to make the throws, I mean, what other quarterback we going to put in there to protect them as well, right? Jameis Winston, bad decision maker. He's always looking to throw for the deep plays off the top. His first read is to go up top. It's check the check down passes, throw the football in the flats. I mean, there's open plays out there. It's just bad decision making for Jameis Winston. He's not accurate. Chris Olave has been playing great for the New Orleans Saints. Michael Thomas, he has great catches as well. The Saints defense is always there. I mean, defense has always been elite level defense, but just the offense, it has been horrible. Now, I'm hoping that Dennis Allen can come to his senses and know that this man, Jameis Winston, is hurt. The man's playing with 4 back fracture. Get his ass off the team, let him rest, and put in Andy Dalton. Maybe the offense will pick up some spark like that. We don't know. But the Saints just overall injuries, and their offensive line is not doing a great job protecting Jameis Winston. And then Jameis Winston overthrowing receivers, bad IQ, not always checking the check down pass when it's always there, right? It's the reason why the Saints offense is struggling. And it got to do with play calling too as well. The play calling has been bad. So it was a horrible loss against the Panthers. Jameis, we had like 2 turns. Alvin Kamara fumbled. Jameis Winston threw a pick. I mean, just the turnovers, the lack of consistency on the offense, the offensive line has been horrible for the Saints. And if we don't get that better, I mean, the Saints is not going to really do nothing in the NFC South or in the NFL, bro. And first, I thought the Chargers were the biggest disappointment this year because of the injury factor right now for that team. But I'm not gonna lie, there hasn't been a team more disappointing to me so far. The
Raiders aren't more. Wait, the Raiders aren't more disappointing.
Nah, because you got to think. I'm gonna tell you why the Raiders aren't disappointed. Because the Raiders not disappointed because we've seen that song already from them. That is them being 0-3. Even though we may have had expectations, that's who they've been. I'm not gonna lie. So it's the same music, same song. The Saints, though, first of all, I don't know if you know this, Mook, but Mookie, my fucking pick for comeback player of the year was Jameis Winston. Mm-hmm. So I expected the Saints to dominate the division because everybody saw that hot start they got on last year with Jameis. Jameis looked like a real guy. He did. I think he's gonna capitalize and do that shit again. And I'm not saying he might not be hurt, but right now, what we expected and what we getting, Jesus Christ. It's not been the same. And there's no way that Jameis Winston was on pace of throwing for over 3,000 yards last year. He led the Saints to a 5-2 record. He was limiting his interceptions, and his quarterback rating was pretty predictable. So I'm just like, you know what? He's doing that with all our wide receivers being banged up last year. And he's doing that by giving them Chris Olave, right? Who's leading? I think he has more receiving yards than Justin Jefferson. He's balling right now. Then you getting back one of the best wide receivers in the league, in Michael Thomas, right? You get a healthy Alvin Kamara. You have Jarvis Landry, and there's no way that we're struggling to score points. There's no way that we're struggling to convert on third downs because the offensive line can't pick up blitz. They can't protect Jameis. I just losing Teron Armstead, bro, really hurts the New Orleans Saints, man. I gotta be real.
Thank you for Armstead. Thank you.
Losing that, man, we should have really played that, man. It's no way that we lost this, man, and it really.
I don't know why you would trade him. I don't know why.
No, they just let him go. They let him go.
You let him go. We didn't pay him.
Oh, y'all didn't pay him.
We didn't pay him.
What was the market? What was the market? This is what I'm talking about with the cheap shit. I'll say it right now. NFL, if y'all listening, if y'all got one of y'all social people listening to this, some guys you just have to pay sometimes.
Especially a left tackle, an all-pro left tackle.
Yes,
what are we doing?
There's just certain positions
I thought they didn't have enough money, though.
They didn't have enough money?
Y'all in the negative right now, right?
No. We actually did a great job. Mickey Loomis actually did a great job clearing up salary because we wanted to go for Deshaun Watson. We wanted to go for Deshaun Watson. Then we didn't get Deshaun Watson, so we signed James. And then we paid Eric McCoy money, but we didn't pay one of the best tackles in the league in Teron Armstead money. It's just dumb decision making. Then we traded C.J. Gardner-Johnson, so our defense is struggling to tackle. Right, because we let a big touchdown go when Baker Mayfield threw a little screen route and the man went upfield. PJ Williams missing tackles, Teron Matthews missing tackles. It's like we're not doing a great job tackling.
I literally said this is right now. This is that moment where you miss Gardner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
he's been very good in Philly.
Nick, you
Yeah,
got
he
it.
is.
He's been
You
very
got it
good.
right after the
Right.
super chat, Nick.
Yeah.
Philosophic. I want the Saints to
I think it's just philosophophobic, but you know,
Philosophophobic.
That
I'm
makes
tripping.
more
in
sense.
New York and New Jersey, I guess. They got.
I
makes-
guess
that
so.
makes a little- that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, he was you fucking on my head, bro. Philosophophobic. I want the Saints to be bad. Eagles own first round pick. I
Yeah.
agree.
Hey, I want the 49ers to be
their,
bad.
We do got their pick, man. And it's going to be crazy if the Eagles win like 12, 13 games and then they get a top 10 pick on top of it, maybe even top 5. And then it's like whatever your one weakness is, which I mean, right now I feel like the Eagles don't have any crazy weaknesses, but there's definitely things we can improve on. You just get to go in and fill a slot real quick and then just run it back next year. Like,
imagine the
this,
Eagles.
like I'm gonna tell y'all this week. I think the Saints had the most embarrassing loss.
Oh,
Most embarrassing loss.
Easily.
They lost.
Easily.
They lost one of the worst teams in the NFL. The Carolina Panthers.
a lot of people would think
play like shit, bro.
a lot of people would think that, but and this is the thing. What a lot of y'all are disappointed about this loss for New Orleans. I'm not even surprised. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I dropped my NFC South rankings in the offseason, and I had the Panthers winning more games than the Saints, and I got called insane for saying that the Panthers could beat New Orleans in the regular season. I got called crazy. The Saints are so good. Oh my God, Marshawn Lattimore, Demario Davis, Michael Thomas has come back. There's no way the Panthers beat these guys. But look what happened. Look what happened.
Listen, we won. Listen, the Saints 1-2. Hopefully Jameis play better. Listen, it's a quarterback issue, and it's also the offensive problem for the New Orleans Saints. If they would have get them intact, man, the Saints would be undefeated right now.
And I would love to tell you to just tank and go get a QB next year, but you can't even do that.
Yeah, stop it, bro. Stop it. First of all, you think the Panthers? Hold on. You thinking the Panthers is better than the Saints is insane. The Panthers are not better. They're not better than the Saints.
Listen. We got Gardner Minshew off the bench. You want to make a little trade with us? We'll happily hand him to you. I'm sure he'll do better than Jameis. You know, just
that doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Just throw us. Hey, listen, we just lost Derek Barnett just went down for the year. Send us some. I don't even care who it is. Just send us a defensive end. You can have Gardner Minshew.
Y'all can keep.
Hey, we fleeced y'all once. We'll do it again, man. We'll do it again.
Who your team is? The Panthers.
Philly.
Eagles.
Oh, Philly.
Oh yeah, if the Seahawks, if the Saints suck, if the Saints suck, I gotta admit. And obviously, Jalen keeps doing what he's doing. Yo, the Eagles are gonna have a pick that they can kind of just do whatever the hell they
whatever they want.
Whatever you know what the Eagles could do too? They could trade that thing for two first.
You might be able to trade it for a player that can come compete right now.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
They did that last time in 2017 to get Jay.
Why not go get Bijan Robinson with that pick?
There's gonna be someone that they don't want.
I don't understand how you struggle with that amount of talent. You got Chris Olave, one of the best speed wide receivers out right
Nick,
now.
Hey Nick, what did you have to say? You've been trying to say something for a while.
I have a question. So you know the touchdown to Callaway?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it was a great catch, but why the hell did Jameis even throw that ball?
Yeah, with 2-3 receivers. I mean, it's just dumb mistakes, bro.
Terrible read, great catch by
just stupid.
It up, bro.
And then I seen a play where Jameis Winston's in a gun, right? The offensive line is actually holding their own. And this man, Jameis Winston, have a wide open Alvin Kamara on the check down. The man's looking like this, looking on top. I'm like, bro, check down pass. That will make Drew Brees so successful in the Saints offensive system, man. And it just like Jameis is not doing that. I don't understand. He was doing that with Sean Payton. But with Pete Carmichael, and then it's just he's not doing that no more, bro. He's not doing it.
You gotta take
it's like,
what
bro,
the defense gives you.
Especially giving it to
it's
Alvin
literally
Kamara
going
too.
to the film, studying what the defense are giving you, and making the correction in the next game. And Jameis is not doing that, bro.
Check down to Kamara could go for 20 yards.
And that's
what I'm saying. Check down 35, 30 minutes. You got Alvin Kamara wide open for a check down. You looking over the top.
That's
Kamara's game, down, man.
He's making the first. He's easily making every first guy miss.
And that's literally Kamara's bread and butter. That is what he does. Yeah, Kamara might be a running back, but what is he there to do? He's there to catch the ball and make a play. So him only getting 2 receptions in a game is bonkers. It's crazy, especially when you're already hurt, so you're already at a disadvantage trying to throw down the field. Why not take the free yards?
Man,
Who did the Saints have this week?
don't
the
even
Saints
want.
are this week?
We got to play Minnesota on London, man. At 9:30.
Oh man,
shit.
I got y'all for the upset.
Yeah, I got this
Another
week.
super chat from
Give me the
Oh,
Vikings.
Oh my god.
another super chat from
I don't
Philosophic.
even know who won
Oh
that shit,
fuck,
actually.
Philosophobic. Miles Murphy, Miles Murphy, Bijan Robinson would be amazing. It would not be ridiculous. I do.
Yeah,
Not gonna
but
lie, I get
I don't
Bijan
think-
Hey,
Robinson.
Chris, Trevor Penny got injured. He got injured, man.
Oh, the first round lineman.
Yeah,
There's a
that
good
we
chance.
picked up in front.
There's a great.
Yeah, it's a good chance
he
he might come back though, but that's hurting our offensive line's getting worse. It's been worse ever since Drew Brees left. We used to have a top 5 offensive line, especially against the rush and against the passing attack, and it's been getting
They
worse.
lost. They lost.
But
I
the
mean, you
Eagles
lose
really might have
Armstead.
stole the first of really a top 10 pick, yo. Why did the Saints do this, bro? Like,
dude, we don't even. I don't even see.
We
where
didn't
their
even
head
get
was at.
anything valuable back for CJ
Nothing.
Gardner
You
Johnson.
like a third round pick.
We didn't get nothing back. That's man.
Yeah, I
don't even want to talk. This is making me upset, bro.
That's really what I'm thinking about, though. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, yo, I didn't even really get much like in return.
And even go look at the AJ Brown trade we made on draft day. We didn't really give him much of anything
Saints
either.
traded this man. Saints traded this man because we drafted a cornerback in Alontae Taylor. They thought that Alontae Taylor was going to be great, which he was great against Atlanta Falcons. But then the man got injured. The man got injured. What, a couple
and
16 snaps?
And also, oh, now we have this Pro Bowl caliber player who can mentor him, but let's just trade him away and let this guy learn on his own from a bunch of randoms.
No, I'm gonna lie.
Lattimore solid. Let me not say.
Well, they have Tyrann Mathieu. They still have Tyrann Mathieu.
All football players need vets, bro. You need your vets, bro.
They do.
It's important. Yo, can I say one thing though? Actually, I gotta bring one thing back too, because of all the comeback quarterback candidates that I had this year being so mid. I actually got a guy right now, a name you haven't heard in a while, that has made a legitimate case for comeback player of the year. He plays defense. Do you guys remember Jeff Okudah?
Yeah, he's been balling this year.
Oh, he's been nasty.
He also put Jettas in hell.
But he ain't do it like Slay did though.
No, he didn't do it like
Slay. He didn't do it like Slay though.
Well,
but you gotta think.
Slay had picks and stuff.
Okudah was the third overall pick in the draft, bro, and tore his Achilles, bro. Hasn't really played much in 2 years. Now he's back strapping.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson only had 3 catches for 17 yards versus the Lions.
Jeff Okudah might be a sleeper.
Yeah, what's your guys' take on that game? The Lions was leading for the whole entire game, and then they just
J-Rob's boys, sold.
I'm gonna be honest. The Lions defense, bro. This is my thing about the Lions, that they gotta still learn how to finish games. They're learning how, I think they're used to being competitive now. Mm-hmm. Like now they know that every game they go into is a winnable game for them because they can compete. But you got to finish. They're not able to finish yet.
It was the same thing last year.
Yeah, you got to finish.
Last year they were in so many close games. They might have won 3 or 4 games, but there were so many close games they could have easily won, and they just folded at the end.
Because we always talk about it, even up here, like sometimes, like in football, it's really like 3 plays that decide a game sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially when it's competitive. It's 3 moments in the game that decide. And I just think the Lions, y'all hit the gas, y'all went up, and then
they let it go.
Then y'all let go of the rope. Yeah, I got complacent. Y'all gotta finish. Shout out Amon-Ra St. Brown. Dude, kids are stuff.
Oh, he's nasty.
Yo, wait till Jameson Williams comes back. Woo.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be trouble.
Yeah, they're gonna be
good. What you got?
You guys hear about Myles Garrett?
Car crash. Yeah,
car crash.
He's had minor injuries, but look at the car though.
The car looks.
The car looks horrible.
The car looked worse than he does.
I think they said it rolled over too, like multiple times.
Yes.
Flipped multiple times. Whew. I'm just seeing the picture.
I'm glad he's okay.
He's had minor injuries, bro. The car got beat up around his body. Goddamn.
His swole ass.
So strong, bro.
That dude really Thor's child. I want to know your guys. Where do you guys rank Amon-Ra St. Brown right now?
Top 20.
With the way that he's been playing. Top 20? Has he scratched the top 15?
Top 15.
I don't know about top 15, but top 20.
How about you, Rated R?
St. Brown? Amon-Ra St. Brown?
That top 20, 21, 22. Yeah, around there.
Right now?
There's a lot of receivers.
Am I going right now in the season, or am I going
right now as a player?
Currently.
As a player.
Well, right now he's playing like a top 15 guy.
Facts.
I'm not saying he is a top 15 guy.
No, but if he continues this the whole year, he's top 15.
He's playing at a top 15 level, straight up.
Yeah, he is definitely.
Gotta give it to him. He's balling. Like they don't got to answer for this kid.
Yeah.
And you know what's really sick, fellas? Guess who else was in his wide receiver room when he was at USC?
Drake London and Michael Pittman. Yeah,
and USC stunk, bro.
I like Drake London for the Falcons. He's pretty good.
They're like Ole Miss. They're like Ole Miss with DK, Elijah Moore, and AJ Brown. And still stunk, bro.
I think they had
all that talent and be whack, bro.
Who the hell was the QB, man?
It was. It might have been Slovis. It might have been Keaton.
Oh
Slovis.
my God! Yeah, that explains it.
I got two more games that we got to finish up talking about. The Los Angeles Rams. Yes.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Rams defeated their Arizona Cardinals 20-12. But I'm not gonna lie, the Rams have been looking very mid this year. Fluent, I'm gonna start off with you, bro. What's your take on this game? What's your take on Matthew Stafford and the Rams and the way that they're looking so far? Do you think this is more of a Super Bowl hangover, or this is more to see throughout the whole year?
I listen. When a team wins, you always you know my stance.
To beat a man, you gotta beat the man.
And so they know what's important. What's important is getting ready for the playoffs. So I'm not too worried about them in week 3, looking a little slow, a little sluggish, a little out of sync. I'm not worried about them at all. Like I said, if I see this in week 8 and week 9, we're gonna have a conversation. I just think they're still excited about their Super Bowl win. They know how to get it done now. And look, we see this from every team that wins a Super Bowl. We see this from every team that wins an NBA championship. They always come out the next season kind of, ho hum. So no, I'm not worried about it at all.
Bro, you're bugging, Floyd. You gotta worry.
Yeah. I was gonna say, man. Normally I would play like Fluent would and just, be patient. But considering my team is a top contender at this point, any chance I get to degrade one of these other teams that are competing with us, I'm going to take full advantage of it. I'm going to say it right now. The Rams look so average. It's scary. This is a Cardinals team that not only just lost Chase Edmonds in the offseason, just lost Christian Kirk in the offseason. Rondale Moore is hurt. They're missing their receiver who, when he's healthy, is top 5, top 3 in the league. You should have blew this team out the water. Now, a win is a win, but a team that's beat down and you beat them by just one possession, there are some questions to be asked. I'm not giving them the whole, they're cruising into the playoffs. They're just, on the Super Bowl hangover. I'm not giving them that excuse. You should have beat these guys and by a lot.
When is their first true test of other than week 1, of course, against the Bills?
Say week 1, Flo.
I would say they're.
Well, they did hold the Cardinals.
Do you want to say like Tampa Bay or Kansas City?
It's week.
I ain't gonna lie, their fucking schedule is whack, Flo.
That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at the
49ers, Cowboys, Panthers.
Oh, I got a question about you guys. What do you guys?
Buccaneers November 6th. November 6th.
Yeah, that's like the first
That's
test.
when they want to start playing. Hit it for November 6th. I guarantee you that second game against the Cardinals, you'll see what you want to see. Then, no offense, they got the mid Saints. Then they got the Chiefs. Then the crappy Seahawks. The Raiders now are garbage.
He really said.
And then the Packers, they are. Your schedule's so easy that it's like, in the NFC, I know I'm going to be in the playoffs. Why am I going to kill myself? That's why I'm not worried. Because
I get it. And that's something.
That's not a winning mentality, though.
No, it's not. But it's
hold on.
You practice how you play. I mean, you play how you practice.
I'm not saying this is right. What I'm saying is they cannot win 12 games, go into the playoffs, and they feel, I'm not saying it's right, they feel, okay, we can turn on the switch.
Yeah.
They better be right.
I would hope so. And this is something I worry about with my own team. And that is, and I hate to, go back to my squad, but they're undefeated, but it's like, they're not going to see a real test. I mean, the only good teams they play is, Arizona and Green Bay, which even them, I don't know that they're like top of the top,
I don't even know if Arizona's good.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is like and I think it's very similar with the Rams is we won't know how good they really are until they see the best of the best. Both those teams, Eagles and the Rams, just super easy schedules, not much of a challenge for them. So we don't even really know where they stand until the postseason comes around.
Well, and not even that. I said this at the beginning of the season when I thought the AFC would be better, but it's still better than the NFC. But I thought it would be better than it is.
It's not better by a lot this year.
It's not better by it's again. I thought it.
The Rams. That game.
We all did.
Whoever goes into the Super Bowl might not have as big of a test, and it might not be a fun game to watch because whoever comes out of the AFC should be more battle tested.
Yeah,
but you know what's messed us up is like we all thought coming out of the year the season was going to go through the AFC. Like whoever whoever made it to the AFC, I think we all kind of like they're probably win the Super Bowl. Whoever gets out, whoever makes it out. Now,
it's changing as the season goes.
Now it's whoever get like who really. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very up in the air.
Rams. This is my issue with the Rams, though, Fluent. Is I agree with you that their schedule they don't have a real test till late, but this is my fear with a team like the Rams, and this is why I also fear when you like win and the hangover from winning. I usually try to play your tougher games. I think it's always better to have some of your tougher games early because you gotta get smacked out of that shit. My issue with this team is what if they have that mentality and when it gets like the stakes get higher, they can't flip it on.
Yeah.
But that's why I said I didn't say I agreed with the mentality. I said I think that's what they have.
And not only that, you're probably looking at a situation where if they're winning enough games, the starters are probably sitting. So you're missing week 18. You're probably going to get a first round bye. So you don't even got to play in the wild card. You're looking at 2 weeks of rest. And then we're saying, all right, we haven't played in 2 weeks. Now we got to flip the switch and play one of the top teams.
I'll give you a great example.
We're all going to go, why'd they lose? Well, you know why they lose.
I'm gonna give you a great example. And that's the thing that works too. People don't always remember having that bye. Fluent, you would agree with this. Having that bye can sometimes be to your detriment. As much as it is
a blessing going in, and then you're just dead.
Because you're playing a team that already played a game, so they got that momentum. They carried into that week. But also, shit, we've seen it. Remember the Ravens? They played the Titans at home. We thought they would win the game. They tried to come back late, but it really looked like for the most part of the game, it looked like they never showed up.
And what about
as a team? Looked like nobody showed up.
And
Lamar,
what about Tennessee last year?
Tennessee last year too.
Tennessee last year was at the top of the conference. They saw Cincinnati on their home field with what was supposed to be the most dominant running back in the game making his return, and they were almost nowhere to be found.
Yeah, they didn't come to play.
It's just
that's the thing about the Rams. Rams got that shit ended. That shit is ended. Everybody.
The Rams got an icy hot offense, man. Their offense is somehow hot, and they some cold, man. That game was weird. It was weird. Yeah. There was times in the first quarter where Matthew Stafford, his connection with Allen Robinson wasn't there. They had back-to-back incomplete passes. Cam Akers was doing a great job running the football, but then he had a fumble. Right, and then he turned over the football, and just the offense is not there. Cooper Kupp is gonna always be the lead focus for the offense. You know what I'm saying? Run everything to Cooper, but it just their offense. They're gonna have to find a way on how to get the offense flowing consistently, get it downfield even more. But their defense is elite. Aaron Donald's elite. They limit the Cardinals to 4 field goals, so they're gonna always be a great defensive team. But it's just the offense is something that they gotta. I don't know if it's yes, they got new pieces there, but they got to find some way how to, connect, man.
I don't think that O-line that good, bro. To be honest,
it's not.
Oh yeah, for sure. The O-line.
No,
is
it's not.
I ain't gonna lie. Woodward's
old man.
They need I was just about to say that they need the old geezer, bro. They need that geezer.
Andrew Whitworth.
Look, I know he's old, but he still get it done. Them old knees is still.
Nah, let him live. He won his way.
He went out on a win, man.
Hey, look, them old knees is still kicking and starting, man. They missing them right now.
Ask everyone in my men's league on Friday night. I might not have been playing a lot of defense, but guess who hit all the game winners, baby?
Yeah, man. You need them sometimes, man.
Nick, what's your take? What's your take on the Rams? And I also want to ask a secondary question. What do you think about Kyler Murray and how he should be viewed right now as well?
I'm going to answer the first part. The Rams. I mean, Matthew Stafford hasn't looked very good. I'm just keeping it a book.
Dub.
He hasn't looked very good. That's your man, Dub. So
he hasn't looked good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he hasn't looked good.
He's so annoying.
He hasn't looked.
What you want me to do? You want me to lie?
He's such a capologist. Because when he want to get at you, he'll be like, "Don't do that. Don't do that. It's just 3 weeks. They're gonna figure it out. Don't do that."
I mean, I think they'll figure it out. But damn, I mean, he hasn't looked good. That's a factual statement.
It looks like they missed their offensive coordinator that went to the Vikings to be their head coach for sure.
Yeah.
Their offensive line is bad. They can't really get a running. They can't really get a. Yeah, they don't look very good either. But the Rams can't get a running game like we brought up. You got to have a running game, yo.
Yeah, and
Stafford.
Those numbers for the Jaguars.
How is and I just want to like piggyback off that. Not having a run game how is that going to affect you in the playoffs? Because I can tell you right now, no team is very rarely will you see a team get deep into the playoffs and even win the whole thing being one-dimensional. It's not easy to do when you're playing a top-level team and, more importantly, a top-level defense. They're not just going to let you get away with doing one thing. They're going to force you to the other side, and they're not going to have success with it. These guys, the Rams got to figure out something, and I really feel like the answer is just 100% going through Darrell Henderson. I feel I'm not high on Cam Akers. I don't see the hype around him. I don't see the potential around him. I feel like Henderson is the dude for LA when it comes to the run game.
I mean, they need it. Like
they need a run game.
They need something, bro. They need something. They just need something that's like viable. Something that's at least
it doesn't have to be amazing, but it's always going to be in the back of your head. You know, we can run if we have to.
Yeah, gotta be viable.
I need. Nobody answered this yet, but before you guys answer this, it's 124 people in here. Get the likes up. Stop playing.
Hit the like button, man. Y'all know what it is. The like
button. If they don't get the like button.
No. I'm the host right now. I don't even want to hear that.
Where's Ron when I need him?
We lose a lot of people when you do that, so I'd rather not. But I do want to know you guys' take on Kyler Murray. Do you guys have any question marks about him? He's off to a slow start.
I think Kyler Murray. I think Cliff Kingsbury needs to be happy that Kyler Murray is around here saving his goddamn job. That's
really.
Cliff Kingsbury needs to be fired.
I'm gonna be real with you, Dub. I'm gonna be real. I know everybody be on Kyler about a lot of stuff and be like, oh, maybe it's him. I think Cliff is not a great head coach. I think he's just a great offensive mind. But at the end of the day, some of the play calling don't look too great, and he's supposed to be this offensive genius. But I personally think give Kyler to somebody else with a little more imagination, bro.
Yeah.
Give Kyler to the Saints. If Kyler's on the Saints, Kyler Murray playoffs, AFC, NFC championship every year.
I agree. Give Kyler a more creative
issue has always been, and as he's been a Arizona Cardinal, it's been the same thing. He doesn't know how to make adjustments. That's why they always start off hot in college, and then what happens? They taper off at the end. Well, we're just seeing that and faster because it's the NFL. So teams adjust faster, and because he doesn't adjust, they're catching up to them faster.
Yeah, and
so I think you hit it. Like, yes, 100%. The whole the coaching staff needs to go ahead coach it down.
Yeah,
but I'm not with you guys, and I know this is. I've never been high on Kyler Murray, so I with the coach,
I'm
making
a lot of people are very high and cold when it comes to Kyler, bro. So
yeah, I'm one of those guys that I'm just not high on him.
Yeah.
I personally think he has.
That's because he's seen Aaron Donald destroy him in the playoffs. I think.
That was bad.
Imagine Kyler Murray.
Yeah, that playoff game was bad.
What's the Cowboys OC? Kellen Moore. Imagine him with Kellen Moore. I think it looks better.
It looks a whole lot better.
I'm not saying
and Kyler playing in his hometown in Texas too would help him. I promise you.
What you got to say, Fluent?
No, I was just gonna say I'm not saying that doesn't help him. I don't think he's that guy. I don't think he's going to be like that.
They done paid him.
I'm going to say this. I think
it has to be the man.
You guys have him as a top 10 QB. I don't.
I'm going to say it like this. I feel like
at least have him top 15, top 12.
Yeah, I have him 10 to 15, but
he's top 10. He's a top 10.
I don't think anybody coming in gets him over that hump. Into that 10. I don't think he's a guy that's going to lead me to a Super Bowl.
I think Sean Payton didn't change the narrative, right?
Pull up Chris Roberts' comment about Sean Payton.
Come on, Fluent. If Sean Payton comes into the room next season.
Give Sean Payton Kyler Murray on the Cardinals.
He was going to retire. Oh, look, see? There we go. Chris Roberts. Shout out to you, bro. I'm not even looking at the chat.
Shout out to Chris.
Yo,
that would be fire.
Well, what does Chris know? He's a Bears fan. We don't know.
Really. You don't got much good to say about
No, but look though. I think Kyler Murray is like, if we talking about dual threat quarterback, he's one of the best in the league. I think to me, I don't have no questions about Kyler. I mean, his offensive line is very, very suspect to me. I mean, every time I look at Kyler Murray drop back, I mean, he's always under pressure. He always have to scramble for his life and always got to make something out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? And he does a pretty good, decent job of doing it. But against the Rams, man, the man was in pressure. If we look at how many times he was in pressure, I mean, he's almost in pressure every time when he was in gun. So, I just think,
but I think overall, even when he's not, he's got happy feet. That's what bothers me about him. And let me ask you guys a question quickly. When he retires without a Super Bowl, are you going to be surprised?
No.
No, that wouldn't surprise me.
Absolutely not.
I mean, but you got to ask, but Fluent, you got to ask
There's
yourself.
a lot of
How many
QBs in
guys?
the league.
So,
bro.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
guys, bro?
Exactly.
Fluent,
That's why I wouldn't be surprised.
But Fluent, you
That's
gotta
not
ask
fair.
yourself. You gotta ask yourself, Fluent. Do you have expectations for Kyler Murray to get to at least a Super Bowl throughout his career?
Me, no.
No.
Ooh, that's hot.
Yeah.
I think he could.
I don't think that's a. I don't think that's a.
I agree. I understand. I'm in the minority. I'm not that high on him. I still like it. I got him 10 to 15.
I don't think Kyler Murray on the Cardinals is going to the Super Bowl.
No, but if you send him elsewhere,
you send
him to a team that's
Hey,
like a QB away.
how long is Hopkins out?
I think till like week 7.
3 more games.
Week 7 is his first game.
Week 7 he'll be back.
His first game.
Yeah,
I think if they have him alongside with Hollywood Brown, AJ Brown, Zach Ertz, I think that will open up the field even more.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because they got an extra guy that's deep downfield, is vertical, position receivers as well. So they got him as well. So yeah. I think they get him.
I personally feel like if you I look at Kyler as like a top 10 quarterback, and I will say if I got you as a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, like that's where I view you, like regular standing, no power ranking, just naturally you're a top 10 guy. And that personally for me means that you don't got to be God mode, but you are good enough, I think, to be the franchise or the front guy in a Super Bowl contending team.
He could. You got to put the right team around him.
Yeah, like I know you're a little cold on it. I'm not even mad at you about it. 'Cause I can also look at some of the things Kyler Murray does. Like, I'll be real with you. I know people got on Kyler about the film study thing, and I do think ultimately, like, I know everybody was on Kyler Murray's neck, but this is where people got to be responsible too. Kyler Murray, you signed that contract. You read that shit You read that shit.
That just shows that he doesn't do his homework. He didn't even read the damn contract.
And I'm just about to say.
Hold on, then they took that out of his contract.
No, they took it out.
They did take it out.
They shouldn't have. My
point of bringing that up though is the reason why I said it's fucked up that even brought that shit to the surface, because now, I'm thinking about some of the games now, because like I said, I'm always looking at formations and shit. Like, sometimes I could just look at a formation like, all right, this shit power right. This shit is eyes on. They probably run a quick slant. That shit probably a bubble. There's clearly plays where Kyler Murray, like, no offense to him, I love his game. I fuck with him. I think he's one of the guys. But, bro, there's plays where, like, bro, you got to check that blitz. There's clearly a hot off the edge, bro.
Oh yeah, that coach broke down that one play.
Like, he broke that shit down, and I remember that shit too, because I remember that was one of the plays. But there's another play where, like, bro, sometimes you need to check the route, bro. Like, there's plays where I know there's a set call, but if you so dialed in, like, whether you like Lamar, whether you like this guy or Derek Carr will check an audible out of a play. Lamar Jackson will check an audible out of a play. They got that much command where they will check out of something to make the right read, whether who you rank. And Kyler Murray, I do think, obviously they run that, like, spread,
air raid,
get the shit out quick type of offense. But ultimately, at the same time, there's to me not enough complexity in that offense in terms of like being able to adjust, because like Fluent said, everybody has their blueprint mapped out by halfway through the year. And then ultimately, I just feel like you got to get him a more cerebral mind in the quarterback passing game creativity market, because you know what
I look at Kyler Murray, not the same skill set. I look at him like Matthew Stafford, a very talented quarterback who needs to be put in the right situation to win.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
Yeah. He's not like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, whatever. I shouldn't even say Aaron Rodgers.
I wonder if we got some Cardinal fans in there. What y'all want for you know what I'm saying, for the Saints getting trading up for Kyler Murray? I give up Lattimore, Kamara, Thomas. I give up all that. Get a franchise quarterback.
Before I bounce and go to bed, you young guys.
We only got one more game. You want to thug it out for one more game?
Oh, okay. I'll say for
one. Hey, Dub, I got a question. I got something to say about the Cardinals. We just talked about it with the Bills and Rams. Their run game is non-existent.
Nope.
It's just not existent.
James Conner running back too, and they got a good running back.
Yeah, and James Conner hasn't even broke 100 yards total.
Can't block.
Go look at the teams winning games. They're all still running the ball. Everyone's fallen in love with throwing, and I get it. But if you don't run the ball, it makes it so much harder. It's so much harder to do anything else. Like, just look at even Tampa with Tom Brady.
Yeah,
When
Leonard
we
Fournette.
win, what do? They run Fournette, and then they go play action, then they go deep. It's just like it's so boring.
Look what happened with the Titans offense when they got that run game over. It just opens everything up in the middle.
Yeah, it opens up everything.
Everyone thought Tannehill was a good quarterback because Derrick Henry was
facts. That Tannehill is mid. He's mid, bro.
He's not mid. He's trash.
He's ass. To me, he's ass.
Speaking of, so everybody been trying to copycat the Chiefs, and you can only copycat the Chiefs when you have the personnel of a Tyreek Hill and a Travis Kelce, and you can't replicate that.
Everybody can be Mahomes. Not everyone
yes, sir.
can be
But
Mahomes.
the last game we are going to talk about, the Colts did upset the Chiefs, 20-17.
Did we talk about the Buccaneers and the Packers?
I mean, I don't really. Do you want to touch on that? It really doesn't matter to me, honestly. Do you have anything you want to say about that game?
No, I don't.
I think my reaction to that game, because I actually watched that game, I think if I can make up a definition or a term where a team lost, but even though they won, I would sit there and say that. I would sit there and give a dub to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Me too.
Just to sit there and miss all that talent and all that depth at the wide receiver position, and they still was one game, one possession, 2-point conversion away.
No, really, a jumbotron away.
Facts.
Aaron Rodgers looked at the shit on the jumbotron.
So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they all right. They just got to get healthy, man. Yeah. But their defense is there.
Yeah, all the receivers.
You know what I'm saying? All the receivers is banged up, and that game was still close.
Evans was suspended.
And let's be real, Mookie. When they got that, when they had to get the 2 points, let's be real. We kind of all thought they was getting it.
Yeah, I did too. I thought they were tied up. That's why I was like,
I'll be honest. Just as they were driving, Mrs. Fluent looked at me and she goes, "Here goes Tom Brady again."
Tom Brady, that's what I thought too.
Boy,
I'm like, Tom Brady's going to get these.
I was in the other room for a minute. And she goes, "He's just going to do what he always does." I'm like, damn him, man. He just
he was dissecting, bro.
That is still what makes Tom Brady a top 3 quarterback in the league, even at an older age, bro.
And we all know that almost makes us undervalue him because we just expect it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't appreciate that what we're watching, which maybe we should.
Yeah.
Tom Brady ain't underthrowing a wide open wide receiver.
As much as I love Mahomes and I'm high on Mahomes, there's not a quarterback in the history of the game that if I had 2 minutes on the clock that I want running out there.
Oh, that's facts. You want
no other guy.
It's
no other guy. With 2 minutes on the clock, I need it for my life.
Tom Brady.
No other guy, bro.
What about Joe Montana?
Joe. I love you, Joe.
My bad,
Joe. I didn't mean that. Joe Montana, I'm sorry. I did not mean that. I rock with
Come
you.
on, man.
I'm taking Brady. I can't.
Joe Montana's clutch
Listen,
as well,
Joe was great, but nobody runs a 2-minute drill like Tom Brady. Nobody.
My bad, Joe.
Joe's top 3 of all time. Let's put
I
respect
am
on
so
his name.
sorry for disrespecting you. But when it comes to Brady,
it's another level. It's literally another level.
That was Brady's role model. That was Brady's role model.
I was disrespectful as fuck for that. I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
I'm thinking,
I like Steve Young a little bit.
So since we got rid of that game real quick, the Colts versus Kansas City, they upsetted them 20-17 defensive game. What's your guys' takeaway? The Colts
can I go first?
Finally got the win, 1-1-1. Go ahead, Nick.
The Chiefs lost because their special teams was awful.
Literally.
Trash said that yesterday.
Yeah, like they.
What did Amendola miss? Like, no, it was Amendola. Didn't he miss like 3 different kicks?
Yeah. What I was gonna say is they miss Harrison Butker.
They need. At this point, I really feel like they would have been better off with Justin Reed taking all them kicks over Amendola.
Facts though.
He looked terrible.
They wouldn't have had a Justin guy too. They could have saved him, but he literally starts on defense. That's the problem.
Yeah, they don't want him to like pull a hamstring or some BS injury. He literally
plays starter snaps and then kicks when he feels like it.
Yeah. But yeah,
I will say this though. That game is the reason why Mahomes is ahead of Allen in the power rankings. Like that was the difference in where I ranked them.
Because the special teams lost the game.
Because I would say special teams
was so
lost
bad.
a lot of that game, and I do feel like Josh Allen had more opportunities to win his game.
He definitely
did.
did.
He definitely did.
In control to it.
Mahomes going on the 1 yard line.
And the thing is too is like I feel like this is always the script for the Chiefs. They go down early, you know, you're like a quarter of the way through the third quarter, and you're like, man, these guys might finally lose, and then Mahomes always finds a way. He always brings them back, and they always get it done at the last second. And I'm watching the Colts take this lead early. I'm not even worried. I'm like, it's whatever. Mahomes gonna do what Mahomes does. This Colts team is not nothing. And then this random rookie just goes and throws up 2 touchdowns, including the game winner.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
know. Who in the hell is Jelani Woods? And why did he randomly become good as soon as they play in Kansas City? What the hell was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Shout out to Matt Ryan. I want to give a shout out to Matt Ryan. He did have a good drive. You know
that was a good game.
Put him in great position.
That was a good game-winning drive.
Yeah, so Patrick Mahomes, unfortunate though. You know, that led to an interception. But
y'all can't lie though. Mahomes getting that ball back with like 30 seconds left, down 3. After last year's playoff game, I'm not doubting him there. I was like, this game is not even close to over.
Now, what y'all got on people sitting there saying? What y'all got on people saying that they need Tyreek Hill to make this offense?
I don't think so.
I think Tyreek Hill. I said this last episode. I think Tyreek Hill, Mahomes, and Kelsey. They all proved that they're very explosive with or without each other. So
thank you.
Absolutely.
I think you're just casual.
Don't hate. Don't hate.
He wasn't hate.
Let me say what I'm gonna say. The thing about what they miss with Tyreek Hill though is those quick passes, those bubble screens where it's like a running game because they don't have a running game. So that quick, like 1 yard pass that he turns into a 5, 6, 10 yard gain. They do miss that because they miss that deep threat, especially when it's like 30
and just him opening up every other receiver to get open just with his presence alone.
Mahomes has proven he doesn't need Hill. Hill has proven he doesn't need Mahomes. All of those things are true.
Yeah.
But I think if they're not going to run the ball, like when Mahomes is your leading rusher with 4 for 26, we're going to have to figure out other ways. And Hill kind of masked some of that. So now they have to find it again. So
that's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Edwards-Helaire bust?
He's not trash, but he's not
inconsistent.
Yeah,
he's inconsistent, bro.
Inconsistent, bro.
But look at
how many first round picks are just average though. I mean, that's kind of
look at his stat line. This is so weird. He had 7 carries, 0 yards, and a touchdown. Like, how you managed to do that?
How many catches did he
Somebody
have?
did get 7 points.
He went 5 for 39. He went 5
for 39.
He is receiving out of the backfield too, right? So
he does do the receiving for.
Let me ask you this. Let me know if I'm kind of crazy. I never actually said this on. I am kind of crazy, but I did say this on here actually. I do think even though Tyreek Hill is gone, I almost think like it might be to Mahomes' benefit in a way because it kind of kills the narrative about his game.
Oh, for his legacy.
Yeah, I'm saying like,
that he needs Tyreek. He got
he doesn't need him, bro.
The unfortunate part is like when we talk in discussion, like and we like Brady. People are like, oh, but he had Belichick in those defenses. Well, he also won in Tampa Bay. Some players are just still good wherever they go.
Yeah.
Well, that was a top 10 defense.
That defense did hold it down, but
I'm saying two things could be. Yeah, but I'm saying multiple things could be true, right? Like somebody could be good, the quarterback could be good, and the defense could be good. It could be both. You know what I'm saying? I just look at Mahomes. This may be a good opportunity for him because obviously there's nothing that can replace the impact of a guy like Tyreek Hill, bro. I mean, what he could do with the football is ridiculous.
I hate
freestyle.
I've said this before.
Yeah,
I hate that narrative about he only won because the defense was good. He had a top 10 defense. Well, hold on, 9 other guys had a top 10 defense too. They didn't win.
I agree. I agree with that. I just bring up what people counter with, like the counters that get on that shit.
Yeah.
But I really do feel
Is it easier with the top 10 defense and the top 10 running game? Of course,
absolutely.
And you got to think too, Tom Brady. There was no offseason that year because of COVID. There was no training camp.
Yeah, there was no
training. With a brand new team, brand new places or system and everything.
Everything. And this is why I gotta give Mahomes. Like I think this could be good for Mahomes ultimately because, bro, if they go, let's say they go to the Super Bowl, bro, he didn't have like. I don't want to say it because I feel like it's almost like a slight, and I think Mahomes is. I mean, chill, but he don't have a bailout no more. Like he don't have that. I could throw it for 5 yards. And I, get
I think Kelsey. I think Kelsey can still be a bailout a little bit, but it's one less. It's one less.
I'm saying it's one less, and I do think the way the bailout is a little different. Like you got to throw Kelsey. Kelsey's not gonna run and wiggle and literally just outrun.
Right.
He's not outrunning 5 people for 30 yards, bro.
No.
Purely just on pure speed. He got to wiggle, juke you, throw you off you.
I think
he's a great possession tight end, man.
Yeah,
I think Fluent hit it on the money. That Tyreek Hill being there kind of replaced the lack of a running game that they had.
Like he was like a true way to like extend your offense. Like he
Debonair's for real.
Yeah, they can football.
The Debonair's, you feel me?
No, for real shit though. He gave them a different dynamic that they just never had, bro. That and
it's so easy. It makes the offense so simpler and easy to have a running game. And the Chiefs don't have that, man. They didn't have it for the last couple of years. So it's just, you know what I'm saying? It just, yeah.
Like look at Josh Allen, bro. It is nice to know that I can get I know I got a receiver that in a one-on-one situation he's winning every time. I need a first down, Diggs is getting to the sticks, and I'm throwing it to him. You know, some of those every quarterback loves to have that, bro. It just is what it is. Like everybody needs it, bro. Shit, Brady had Welker, Edelman, and Gronk. He had like.
That's a fact. Shout out to RMJ before we get up out of here. RMJ23. My high school bully plays for the Arizona Cardinals. My goal in life is to buy the Cardinals and trade them to the Jets. That's an amazing goal. Maybe funny. Not the Jets now. The Jets is making good strides now. Man, but that is hilarious.
You should have stood up to that bully in high school, bro.
Hey, yo, tremendous show, fellas. All
Salute.
You guys watching right now, 118 people. Like the video, please. Rated R. You got anything to say before we head out?
Salute everybody. Salute. Great show, man. You know what it is, man. Gridiron, man. You know what it is.
Boogie, you still crazy. I bangs with you though.
Yeah.
Salute, man.
We gotta announce. We got a big week. How are we just gonna let everybody go without telling them the big week that's happening?
I don't know. So yeah,
you don't know.
No.
Wednesday on Gridiron, we got NFL correspondent from the NFL Network, Steve Weiss, joining us on the show. You're welcome. Mm-hmm. Thursday, I know it's not on this show, but on Fluent and Chill on Chill Down Hoops, we've got Terry DeHeer. If you don't know, he played for the Kings and the Clippers, joining the show. Hashtag We Are Not the Same week.
This is a big hashtag. This is the big hashtag. We are not the same. NFL reporters joining the show with us. This is Baby ESPN. We're making strides to 37,000 subscribers right now. We just hit 36,000 2 days ago. So we're moving on up, making great strides. This is really Baby ESPN on the come up, man.
Yo, Dub, are you buying us a content house, bro?
I would love.
Are you Ron and JD buying a house? That's all I want to know.
Honestly, I would
negotiate.
And
I would put that idea. I would love to do that.
And then we need to negotiate our contracts, bro. I need to see what that money looking like.
That would be amazing. But CG, what you got for us, bro?
Hey, man, appreciate y'all boys having me on. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll be back on soon, to hype up my team a little more. Live with CG on all platforms for anybody who enjoyed me here today. I got a ton of content coming out everywhere. Y'all boys are not going to want to miss out.
Got you, Nick.
Hey, good show as always. Nice meeting you, CG. You know,
yes,
ball.
Sir, man.
Rated R, I love you. Even though your takes make my head spin sometimes, you're the man. Fluent. Shout out you, Fluent. I be in Fluent and Chill all the time. Dub, great host. J-Rob, you better come to the college football show Saturday. That's all I got to say.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. We didn't have a conversation about that time, bro. Like 10 a.m., like 10 p.m. every Saturday.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday night, bro. Like everybody has plans. Everybody's sleeping, bro. Like I'm supposed to miss my future sister-in-law's birthday, bro.
Yeah. No. I understand.
What are we doing, fellas? We gotta
ask Ron about that.
Shout out to the women's Team Canada women's basketball team. They showed out.
They 3-1 right now. About to get ready for they actually got to the Canadians.
We're going for the goal.
They got Maui. Mm-hmm. I don't know. They got them today and then quarterfinals. So
J-Rob, Fluent. Fluent already said whatever he had to say. J-Rob,
I ain't gonna lie. I don't really got much, man. Just follow me on Twitch, bro. That's what. If you could do anything for me, go on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch at JRob 2Gs GZ at the end. I'll put that joint in the chat. Follow me on Twitch, man. I'll be streaming, and that's it, bro.
All right, so for all you guys staying here for the late night show, appreciate you guys for joining up. Appreciate you guys for tuning in during the Monday Night Football game, bro. Appreciate you guys for real. 100 people in here. Like the video on your way out.
You more likes for the hundo. We need the
Debonaires. on top. Man.
Debonaires.
Shout out
Yo,
to the Debonaires.
Yo, Dub, don't hop off right away.